Hold on. Nope, someone went.
You there, fellas?
We hear you, buddy.
My boys.
There he is. The man, the myth, the legend.
It took me a little while, but I'm here.
We've got you.
I've got you guys. We're live online in the game right now. There's a touch. Who scored that touchdown just now?
That was a pass. Chris Godwin.
Chris Godwin.
Tom Brady.
Chris Godwin.
The wide receivers changing their numbers to single digits in the teens is really throwing me off.
Can I just tell you guys something?
Yeah, absolutely.
I made a bet tonight.
Oh yeah. What'd you throw down?
I got a large parlay on the line.
He's doing that Michigan gambling. That's a different breed up there.
It's true, but we just completed one leg of the parlay.
Uh-oh.
So let me lay it out. It was a multi-leg parlay. And let me just confirm that we're live here online again. I think we're all good to go here. Yep, we're live online again. Good deal. So multi-leg parlay. Chris Godwin touchdown anytime. Zeke Elliott touchdown anytime. Tom Brady sub 325 yards. So the under on that. Dak under 294 and a half yards. And Bucks win by 1 to 13 points. $10 pays $900.
Wow.
All right, so we got the first part of that.
Wow, that is intricate.
It's a hell of a parlay.
Yeah.
It's something.
Well, we'll keep tabs on that throughout the night, chat on both sides. But no, Corey, Line to Gain, welcome to Rally Town Sports. Line to Gain fans, we are very excited to be on there. Todd and I are both avid watchers of Line to Gain, so it's super exciting to actually be on his platform as well.
Long time caller.
Long time fan, first time caller.
There you go. I love it.
All right, boys, where do we want to get started?
Well, we got a lot we could talk about tonight. We had a week, well, technically a week and a half of college football in the books. We got, we could do some pick'em. We could talk some fantasy. We got a lot. Why don't we kind of change gears a little bit and go a little recap on week 1 of college football? What do you guys think?
Let's do it. Yeah,
Let's talk college football.
So Buckeyes played. What did they play on? Was it Friday night that they played against?
Thursday night.
Thursday night against Minnesota.
The Golden Gophers.
I have my own thoughts on this game. I want to hear your thoughts. Bobby, I think you're a Buckeye, aren't you?
No, I don't conform to the Buckeyes. I will watch them and root for them. Dad, I know you're a huge Buckeyes fan that you're watching.
Dude, Todd, your brother Nick just liked my video.
I told him, so listen to this. So I told him, I said, hey, we're doing this podcast, and it's with Corey James. And he said, the guy you played Pee Wee football with? And I said, yeah. He's like, I'm in. Let's watch.
Hell yeah. Nick, appreciate you, brother.
He's a good boy.
So, all right, anyway, so Buckeyes against, let me get some stats for you, and then I want to hear your take on it. So, obviously, it was against Minnesota. We know that.
It was a rough first half for Ohio State. Second half they came out, and obviously there was definitely a change in momentum. I think we had talked about it on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
They swapped defensive ends on each side of the line. Yeah, just a complete game changer.
Yeah, so the first half, Minnesota's running back absolutely mowed over Ohio State's front seven. I mean, made it look like varsity in a JV scrimmage.
So Minnesota actually outrushed Ohio State in that game by only 2 yards, but nonetheless, Minnesota 203 yards on the ground.
Well, that was with their starting running back getting hurt, 5 minutes into the fourth quarter?
Right. They did pound the rock 50 fucking times.
Big Ten football, baby. That's what it's all about. Ron Dane grew his roots in the Big Ten by just running it between the guards.
That is exactly what you're going to get in the Big Ten. You've gotten a little away with that with Ohio State as of late, particularly when Urban Meyer came in and took things over with that little bit of SEC flair that he brought to that conference. A little bit more spread, a little bit more mobile quarterbacks. But at the end of the day, look at the guys that have transcended into the NFL from Ohio State, particularly. Obviously, you got your defensive backs, but look at the running backs throughout the NFL. Now, you're not looking at any prolific, number one, fantasy draft running backs or anything like that. But these guys are putting together solid careers. Carlos Hyde, I wouldn't make him
Yeah.
in the league this long.
And had a consistently good career. Not just throwing up, average numbers. He's had above average years in his career. I mean, you talk about, we're not seeing a lot of Ohio State guys being top picks. Ezekiel Elliott 3 years ago was the hottest market running back in fantasy football.
Where did he go in your guys' draft, out of curiosity?
No, so to be fair, you can't. Bobby's Brothers League is so outrageous that it was 19 quarterbacks before anybody else was
I
picked.
think Zeke went in the
What?
third or fourth round.
19 quarterbacks?
Yes, dude. I took 2 quarterbacks before I took anything else because you have to, because you can play 3 quarterbacks in 1 week.
Oh,
I went
wow.
running back, quarterback, running back.
So it's a 2 super flex league.
So you can play 3 quarterbacks.
Right, so you have to start 1 quarterback, but you can start 2 extras.
Correct.
Yes.
So instead of a flex position, there's OP slots. So it can be anybody, it can be running back, quarterback, tight end, whoever plays on the offensive side of the ball, you can start on. So it's a very unique league.
Yeah. That's very unique. Sounds like fun though. I mean, you've got to be putting up like 300 points a week, right?
Oh, it's the most glorious thing because you could be winning by 40, and you could have a kicker and a second OP player playing against you on Monday night, and you could lose by 10.
Right. So
Yeah, it's absolutely egregious, but it's amazing.
quick note back to the game that's happening right now. Michael Gallup, I think is the name. He just made an
Yeah.
absolutely insane catch on the side.
Yeah.
That's his third catch on this drive, by the way.
Absolutely. So what you got on the team there about?
I do not. I've been watching.
I'll pick him up off the waiver wire.
We're
after
keeping
this week.
tabs.
Back
There's so much of me that wanted that to be Jason Witten.
to the Ohio State game. I mean,
Yeah,
45-31, the final score, giving up 31 points to Minnesota, giving up 408 total offensive yards to Minnesota, 203 on the ground there, passing yards 205. I mean, are you concerned if you're a Buckeye fan about the defense in week 1 against a team where you should have kind of manhandled them a little bit there?
So, a football fan that likes Ohio State should be concerned, right? Because you're talking about facing a middle of the road Big Ten team week 1, which is much different than what they're acclimated to. You're usually getting Appalachian State or Alcorn State or something like that, just to kind of get a precursor to the year. But I mean, we've kind of talked about it. Minnesota absolutely ran over Ohio State. I mean, it was not even close in the first round. That was Minnesota's game in the first half. So, yeah, I mean, I would be concerned if CJ Stroud is going to be able to match touchdown to touchdown, right? Because that's what it looks like it's going to have to be when the rubber meets the road.
right.
Fortunately, they have 5 of the best 25 receivers in college football.
Sorry to trail off here. It looks like we got a review here on the line. They call it 6. Who took that in? I didn't even catch that.
No, CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee
There's a
Lamb.
pass from Dak Prescott.
Okay, all right. So I took the under here on.
I think Prescott passed. I think Prescott passed for at least 50 yards on that drive.
Great.
not to rain on
The old Michigan parlay coming back to bite him in the ass.
But I got to see what we got here. Let's see team stats.
Pops asked if my college team is Michigan. No, my college team is not Michigan. I'm just not a big college sports fan.
So in case
Mr. Nate Hale, what's going on, buddy?
in case you guys are wondering, Dak's already got 124 through the air. So
Yeah, he had quite a few on that drive.
we're going to need them to not.
So,
Tom Brady.
Corey, we had a guy in our chat. We were talking about Ohio State running backs earlier. He dropped in the Eddie George bomb.
Yeah. Okay.
He's a little bit older than us, so maybe he was playing
25
fantasy
years.
football.
25 years.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's a little bit older than us, but I mean,
No, we talked about him on Tuesday. Eddie George was my favorite player growing up. He was a big reason why I when I first started watching football. I loved him, and I loved Steve McNair and Frank Wycheck, Derek Mason, and I was pulling for the Titans against the Rams in 1999. That's for sure.
Getting a comment here on my end. Adam Tabor joining the chat. Another Fairfield South boy. Tabor,
oh my god,
I'm getting good levels on my end. It's still coming through pretty low for you.
So you sound good over here.
All right, I appreciate it. You guys sound good too.
thank you.
Nate said, "Okay, fantasy Jesus."
The boy's been winning some dollars.
I can't even be mad that you have you won and placed in Josh's league. I think the last 5 years.
Yeah, at least top three.
So
So Todd, are you just robbing these motherfuckers?
Not with malicious intent. It's a fair game, right? I mean, everybody does their homework going into a fantasy draft.
yeah,
I'm
everybody does their homework.
I just go in there Goodwill Hunting-esque, and I have a bunch of numbers rolling around in here trying to figure out what's going to work best week to week.
All right, they did count it as 6. So CeeDee Lamb is in. That 25-yard touchdown is on the board. So we need to see, if we're pulling for Corey's parlay, we need to see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense wreak havoc on Mr. Prescott.
Look at that setup outside of AT&T Stadium.
That's so cool.
It's enormous.
I've never seen it in person.
When I had to go down to Dallas for work, and we drove by AT&T, and it is 100 subdivisions of a football stadium. It's insane.
I just want to see that big TV. That's all I want to do. I just want to see how just grand it is in person.
It's nuts.
Yeah, I bet it is. But no, there's Ed Sheeran standing with Roger Goodell.
With Mr. Roger Goodell.
I saw the most hilarious thing. It was like, nothing says welcome back to football like an Englishman that teenage girls are in love with.
Oh
Nothing
man,
quite says it.
I'll be honest. Hot take. I was not a fan of Ed Sheeran's pregame performance. He did not sound great.
Put it on the board. Bobby didn't like it.
I didn't like it. I like Ed Sheeran, but I didn't like that. but no. So obviously we went over Ohio State, Minnesota highlights. Is there anything else that stands out in the college football world week 1?
Clemson losing to Georgia.
I mean,
that's
yeah.
pretty big, right?
Yeah, that's huge, right? I mean, so the question then becomes all right, is Clemson that bad, or is Georgia that good, or is it a mix of both?
So, did you watch the game at all, Corey?
I did, yeah.
Okay, so that was arguably one of the most boring college football games that I've ever watched,
I loved it.
in my opinion.
It was horribly boring, but I absolutely loved it. Just I was having so much fun. Just football, Corey was just oh yeah, defense, do it. Yeah.
That's the thing, though. Clemson's defense looked exceptional.
Yeah, sack ukulele 7 times.
I mean, except for 2 series for Clemson's defense, Georgia's offense basically didn't exist, right?
Right.
So I don't think Clemson should not be concerned. It's just going to be the flying Hawaiian trying to figure out how to run an offense.
Right.
I mean, he did fine last year when he had to start when Trevor Lawrence was out on the COVID leave, but it's just going to take some time. And I just don't. Did you watch or have you watched QB1, the high school football show? So Clemson's quarterback was on that show because he went to Bosco Prep, which is out somewhere in California, and they were following a quarterback that was there, and this dude, the Hawaiian guy, took over this guy that they were following as a sophomore because he was 6'7", 260 pounds and could throw a football 90 yards.
Naturally.
Like Uncle Rico. So
Don't challenge Uncle Rico.
it's just a matter of time. He just has to get in the groove.
So hot take from Nate Hale. OSU is the Kentucky basketball of the college football world. Hashtag Tom Ellis.
What does that mean? What does that mean? I'm curious.
But I mean, I would agree.
How do you interpret that, though? So what do you mean they're going to
So
eventually?
I interpret that as
They're gonna miss the
everybody who's
playoff?
not a fan of Kentucky hates Kentucky, and everybody who's not a fan of OSU hates OSU.
Okay, yeah, I'm on board with that.
Yeah.
That's how I would interpret that comment.
As a Kentucky fan, I'll agree with that.
No, that makes
Nate's
total-
also a Kentucky basketball fan, so
I think that makes that makes total sense. So does that mean that here in the next couple of years, Ohio State's going to massively disappoint all of their fans? That was a shot,
Ouch.
Todd. That was a shot.
yeah, that's why I sat silent to pull the arrow out of my heart that you just shot. So thank you.
Josh,
You throw that on a charter plane to get over here or what?
I
bud?
did.
Come on now.
I sent it right down 71, right into you.
That would actually take a couple hours.
It would, yeah. A little delay on there.
Yeah,
Josh Lane
Kentucky.
liking the video over here. Josh, shout out, appreciate you, buddy.
Hashtag Green Love.
Josh,
Green
if
love.
you're still watching, why don't you let me know? Is my mic coming through? I've been getting some feedback that I'm a little dull here on my mic, but Bobby and Todd said I sound great, so we're okay. As long as they think I sound good, I'm happy.
That's good.
And another question: why is Antonio Brown getting more targets than Mike Evans? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, that's a great question. I was wondering that myself. I think Antonio Brown's already caught 3 or 4 balls, and I don't think Mike Evans has even been looked at yet.
Mike Evans pulling in a solid 1.5 in my half PPR league right now.
All right, so he does have a catch. Catch for 10. You know, there's a big part of me that hates AB. You know, just for the way that he left Pittsburgh. You know, obviously being a Steelers fan, but you know, there's a small part of me that's happy that he's successful and not pulling a Le'Veon Bell and just being a complete POS.
Le'Veon Bell could be a second string running back in Baltimore very soon.
Oh yeah, he could be their starter. He should be their starter because there's no other running backs on free agency that are at his level.
Devonta Freeman's out there too.
Yeah, I mean, I always see it. I mean, I don't know if I'd want to go to Baltimore with all the injuries they've had at running back.
Something on their practice field tears every ACL.
What is up with that, man? That's insane.
They're on their 3rd or 4th running back already, and it's week 1.
Josh, I appreciate the comment saying I sound good. You look good, buddy. Nice cheers. Nice cheers. Nice wine. Beautiful.
Corey, if you don't know, Sir Josh Lehman is known as Cream Puff, aka Cream Puff the Goat.
I'm intrigued. Do tell why.
That's his gamer tag.
How do you land on cream puff?
So fun story about, well, not really a fun story, but when we were, when we first got, what was it? Xbox, the original Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
We had to come up with gamer tags because that was like when online gaming first came out. We had to come up with gamer tags.
Right.
And we were just trying to think of the dumbest things that we could think of. And he landed on cream puff. I don't remember how we exactly landed on it, but we had a great laugh, and then I was like, that has to be your gamer tag. And it's been that ever since for the last almost 15 years, 20 years.
That's beautiful.
So Yeah. Mine's changed a couple times over the years.
Cream.
Well, you had a
Cream
Brandon
up
bill.
remains.
I had a Brandon build, so I
Hey.
couldn't go with my original Xbox gamer tag. Definitely couldn't go with my PlayStation gamer tag.
No, that got you banned off Twitch.
I got me
Hey,
banned
just
on
wanna-
Twitch.
Quick update here. We got the Bucks punting to start the second quarter. Dallas shutting them down. Looks like the Bucks are going to down this though inside the 5 for Dallas. There's a flag, but I mean, I'm also in a pick'em league where I pick all the winners
Yeah.
and rate them based on like 1 through 16 confidence pool kind of thing. I give the Buccaneers a 10 tonight. I know we're in the second quarter here, but I expected them to pretty much dominate this game here.
I think everybody did.
Yeah.
It's been pretty unanimous that Tampa Bay was going to kind of roll heads tonight. That's what I've heard across the board.
I think it's the first quarter of the first game of the year. I think we need to let this game mature a little bit.
An interesting fact, and I had said something, the Super Bowl hangover. I've been talking to, people at my office and stuff like that, Super Bowl hangover. It's whether it's a real thing or not. And the other thing is last year Tampa came out slow too. They lost 2 of their first 5 games. First one against
And then never lost again.
New Orleans. They lost to old man Drew Brees. And then week 5, you know who they lost to week 5? Take a guess.
Who was it?
Take a guess.
Dallas?
No, it wasn't Dallas. I like that guess though. Bobby, you get one.
I'm sorry, which game was this?
Week 5.
Week 5. Who did
Who did Tampa Bay lose
who
to?
did Tampa lose to? Week 5.
Miami?
It was not Miami. Close in terms of record at the end of the year. It was the Bears. They lost to Chicago.
Yikes.
Awful.
Yeah.
All right. So, as one Bengals fan to another, how long does Dalton start for Chicago?
I think he has like a 4-week leash. You have to look at it from perspective of Nagy because that's, obviously head coach makes all the decisions here, but Nagy's going with Dalton to start things off because he's stable. You know what you're getting in terms of Andy Dalton. It's not going to be super great. It'll shrivel under the lights a little bit. But at the end of the day, it's okay, right? It's like just about middle of the road, sometimes a little bit over middle of the road, sometimes below middle of the road. But I said this a couple of times on Line to Gain. A nice stop there. I think that's Patrick Queen, if I'm not mistaken. A nice stop there on the about a 2-yard gain, limiting those Dak Prescott passing yards. But excuse me, but basically with Dalton, if I wanted to see Andy Dalton perform with a really bad offensive line and no running game, which is what I equate to the Chicago Bears, you just flip on the tape from Dallas last year. Zeke was hurt. There's a lot of offensive line injuries there in Dallas, and Dalton didn't look great. In fact, he looked really, really bad. And
You don't like David Montgomery?
No, I'm not. I don't know where the hype on him is coming. Like, I don't understand what. I'm not really a big fan of running backs on bad teams in general.
Okay.
I mean, like
That's fair.
if they're that good, it's not like David Montgomery is Saquon Barkley. You know what
No.
I'm saying?
No, and I don't think of him that way when I think of David Montgomery, but he is a very consistent producer
Sure.
on a below average team.
That's fair.
Right?
That's fair.
I think you could do a lot worse than David Montgomery on the Bears.
And he's from Cincinnati.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he went to Mount Healthy.
Oh, all right. Right on.
Yeah. So, fun fact, my dad, Nick, and I went and watched him play when he was like a junior or senior in high school. And he was the quarterback, the kicker, the punter. He returned kicks and punts, and he was a safety.
That's amazing.
He scored all of their points.
You know who else is doing that? What's his name? Arch Manning.
Oh, yeah.
The kid's a straight athlete.
Yep.
The next pure 5-star.
Where's he gonna go? Tennessee? Is he gonna bring back the Volunteers?
I bet.
like Uncle
So
Peyton.
my heart tells me that he's going to go to Ole Miss, and he's just going to revitalize Oxford, Mississippi.
Him and Lane.
Yeah.
Him and Lane. Kiffin.
Oh
So,
wow,
Speaking
what a return!
Speaking of Ole Miss, let's talk a little bit about that because Ole Miss played. That was a great return by the Bucks inside the 30. Flag on the play though. Talk a little bit about Ole Miss because they played Louisville on Sunday night, Labor Day Eve, and if I'm not mistaken, I think there were 4 targeting penalties. There might have been more. Correct me if I'm wrong. 4 targeting penalties. I'm just curious on the whole targeting issue in general. Where do you guys kind of land on that topic?
So I think that the targeting penalty is going to change in college football now because of NIL, right? Because now there's a lot more money on the line in college football than there's been in previous years because people are trying to build their own brand. And I think universities are trying to take care of their athletes a little bit more than they have previously. Because at the end of the day, with NIL, maybe the individual does get paid more, but that's more endorsements that are somehow or some way getting asses in the seats, right? So I think that there's a little bit of implication on the NCAA to be more loose with that call. I think that targeting has changed a lot, and even in the last 3 years, there's a lot more people that are more willing to call targeting on a above average open field tackle, right? Because a good open field tackle is when you hear that full contact, helmets touch or crack, and somebody falls on their ass and somebody lays down for 10 seconds, forgets where they're at, gets back up, and the game's back on. But now that's targeting.
So in terms of where you stand, and I want to get to the NIL stuff because I really like that direction of the conversation. But in terms of targeting in general, are you basically saying that most of them are bullshit?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm totally with you on that, by the way. I'm absolutely totally with you. Josh, appreciate you sharing the video as well, buddy, with the double dip there, Josh Lehman. I'm totally with you on that because David Pollock put it perfect. David Pollock, ex-Bengal, ex-Georgia Bulldog. As you know, David Pollock actually, interestingly enough, poor tackling form led to him not playing in the NFL any longer.
Yeah, broke his neck into his career.
Yeah, he was in a halo, neck brace. He never played football again. And he was probably one of the more promising linebackers of that draft class. Performed
right, because
really
that was him and Odell Thurman, right? Drafted around the same time.
Yes, sir. Back-to-back years, if I'm not mistaken. Both out of Georgia, too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Yeah, Thurman was a Bulldog. He was
right.
Pollock was that year that the Bengals drafted him. I'm pretty sure that he was the top linebacker coming out of that class because I was very, very excited about him.
David Pollock was a monster.
Yeah, and he was a ball hawk too.
He was a phenomenal athlete. But David Pollock said something, this makes me want to scream, makes me want to pull my hair out, et cetera, et cetera. And basically the point he was trying to make was that what is the defender supposed to do when the offensive player, I'm going to kind of make it here, charades it out over here. When he crouches down like that, is he supposed to anticipate that player is going to do that? Is he supposed to go even lower? Because then what you're really looking at is more knee injuries. And obviously you're not going to make the argument that head injuries are not as bad as knee injuries. No one's going to make that argument, but I really think that he has a point there that the defender's kind of in a winless spot. What are they really supposed to do in order to make is he supposed to just give them the yardage?
Look, here's the thing. Player safety is huge, right? And I'm all about it. I'm all about player safety. This is probably the biggest contact sport, probably outside of hockey or rugby, that is played at a very high level. And player safety is very important. But when you get to the point where you have defenders that are hesitating because they don't know what to do when they're going to tackle somebody, they could end up getting more hurt than if they would have just tackled the person in general without thinking about it. So you're putting player safety basically that the offensive player is more important than the defensive player when it should be even. And when you're putting these targeting penalties, like all these BS calls that are happening, in college and at the professional level, I think the defenders are more at risk for serious injury than the offensive players.
And that is interesting too. I mean, obviously, I don't know. I would have to look at obviously data to support. Have defensive player injuries gone up over the last couple of years since they started enforcing this? But you made a point of that. Player safety is important, and I do agree that player safety is important. But at the same time, the nature of this game is violence.
It's violent, right? So that I think that's the thing that I get so frustrated about because I actually so a guy that I work with, his son is actually a defensive end for Ohio State, right? Projected first, second round pick, was the number 1 recruit out of Ohio, number 5 recruit out of the country. And I asked him that question maybe like 2 months ago. And I said, what do you think about targeting penalties for college athletes? And his answer was simple, but I think it's justified. And that he said, whatever is safest for both parties, right? So if
what a political answer,
right? I mean, it's like a manager to manager thing, and you're trying to tread the waters because I'm asking him tough questions.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But I thought it was interesting that he said that. And my rebuttal to him was, are you ever concerned that your son's going to get called for targeting and he's the one on the receiving end of that, right? He's a defensive end, but to Bobby's point, he gave an example of when he was playing in high school and he had to stop dead in his tracks because he was about to blow somebody up in the open field and he didn't want to get a penalty called on him and he sprained his ankle.
Right.
I said, what happens if that happens in his junior year, as year he's going into the draft? Do you feel the same way? And his response to me was, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean,
like there's just,
I think there's a difference between, like, honestly, as long as it's not head hunting. Head hunting when you see head hunting. But if
right.
a receiver is going over the middle and catches a ball, and a defender, after he catches the ball, the defender absolutely lays him out, that's football to me.
There's a difference between a hard hit and a blatant, like you're trying to hurt somebody.
You're trying to hurt somebody. Exactly.
There's definitely a difference, and anybody who watches football can see that and knows exactly what it is when they see it. Like a guy like Vontaze Burfict, like that dude headhunted. James Harrison, headhunter.
You know what? I'll agree with you, but I have a controversial take on another headhunter. It's a little controversial, and I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Because this guy over the last couple of years has been revered as a hero, and I don't want to take away from what he is. A touchdown Gronk. Oh my God. I don't want to take
2 passing touchdowns for Tom Brady. So happy I put him in my lineup. Let's go.
2 touchdown passes for Tom Brady. And you know what's funny? A guy texted me today in my league. He's like, yo, I just put in Gronk last minute. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And look at him now.
What an idiot.
Right. In terms of where my bet is at right now, Tom Brady looking at 156 passing yards. Dak Prescott still at 131. So that last.
I think you should have went over on both of those.
Well, we'll see, Bob. Huh?
The guy's thinking about almost $1,000.
No, Bobby, I like that you're saying that after Dak's already got 120 or whatever they're. I like that you said that now.
I was concerned when you took the under, but I didn't want to rain on your parade.
You know what? It's fine. It makes sense, but I was just like, this is too good. Not.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to my point. Controversial. Like I said, this guy over the last few years has really been revered as like a hero, and I don't want to say anything about his recovery because what he has done in terms of recovery is absolutely amazing. That said, during his playing career, Ryan Shazier was one of the worst form tacklers I have ever seen in football. Multiple times I turn to people while I'm watching like a Bengals Steelers game or even the Steelers alone. I would say like this guy's going to end up like David Pollock. This guy's going to get hurt. I would see slow motion replays where Ryan Shazier's head or his eyes are directly
He's completely down.
He's
Yes, dude. He
completely
always
down.
tackled neck up.
Yes, I mean one of the first things you learn in Pee Wee, at least the three of us learned in Pee Wee football, eyes up. You gotta watch where you're tackling. Get your shoulder into him, put your head on the outside of his body, and go through him. Shazier, I mean, don't get me wrong, amazing football player. Like fuck him because he played for the Steelers, but other than that, he's an amazing football player, and his career ended too soon. His life was in jeopardy. His mobility was in jeopardy, and that's not good. I'm not saying any of that's good. What I
No,
am,
yeah.
what I
No,
am
I mean
saying,
his bad tackling form definitely cost him his career.
it did.
Um,
It absolutely.
I remember
did.
exactly where I was when that happened. I was watching the game. I was laying in bed. I was living in Florence, Kentucky at the time, and I was laying in bed with my girlfriend, and like I watched it, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm just like, I'm freaking out. I'm like, is he dead?
I honestly thought that he might have. I thought that he was at least
Like
fully unconscious, not breathing. for some time.
watching that hit. Like I didn't think he was gonna make it through it. Like it was so violent, and it was just like it was straight down on his
Yeah.
neck. Like that's just you can't do it.
It wasn't, and that I'm not trying to say, take anything away from that or like say how like it wasn't like a bad thing that happened to him. I'm not trying to make that point. The point I'm trying to make is that Ryan Shazier did that like that's how he tackled all the time,
Right.
all of the time, and I don't know.
It was bad for him, but he was a hell of a talent.
He was a great football player, and the career
He was
ended
kind of-
way too soon, but.
He was kind of ahead of his time as being not really a defensive end, but not a linebacker, but just like a pure edge rusher. He was kind of pre that position that
Right.
they've kind of created now in the NFL.
Yeah. Kind of like I'm not going to go out and say Von Miller because they played in the same time, but kind of, right? Like, are we like Von?
Oh, yeah, Von Miller was just like Goliath in the ring all the time. Though. That dude was so fast and so big, and I think that he only played at 65%, and then when he would jump to like 80%, he would run through anybody.
You saying he left? He was cruise control until third down.
Yeah, always. Tell me I'm wrong. Well, like watching Von Miller, minus being in the Super Bowl, I think he was just very complacent with making sure that he got 6 to 8 tackles and was on the edge 4 or 5 times to make sure every quarterback knew that he could get to him at any given time.
Dak is carving.
That tackle just saved you 50 yards, sir.
Yeah, Dak is absolutely. Dak is carving up this defense.
Where has Zeke been?
That's what I'm saying. Feed this man.
He hasn't done
Eat
anything
some
tonight.
cereal.
There's been no ground game so far.
There really
It is just
hasn't.
gunslinging. But you know what? I'm super proud of Dak. Outside of the first couple of drives, he's come out. He's looked really comfortable in the pocket. It takes a lot of confidence to come back from an injury that he had last year with the confidence that he's showing right now.
They're going 5 wide on 1st and 10. Fuck you, Dallas.
You know what, Corey?
There's the flag on that
They saw your parlay. They're like,
They
you know
did.
what? Fuck this guy in Michigan.
It's like we're opening it up. We feel good about going, 5 wide against the best defense in football. We feel good about it.
Absolutely.
Let's bury this kid's soul tonight.
All right. Well, since we're on the topic of just fantasy and betting and parlays, who are your guys' start and sit of this week?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I'm gonna have to actually get into some fantasy stuff here.
So we'll get into it. For those of you that aren't watching the game, Tampa Bay is up 14-7. Tom Brady's got 2 touchdown passes, one to Gronk and one to Chris Godwin. Dallas was a 25-yard pass to CeeDee Lamb from Dak. A lot of passing, not a lot of running in this game. Jason Pierre-Paul is currently bitching at the referee. Maybe if you had all 10 of your fingers.
Talking to Jason Pierre-Paul here.
Yeah.
No, who's what?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he's
JPP
on-
firework man.
3.5.
He's only got 9 digits.
It's gonna suck if he wins any more Super Bowl rings because then he's gonna have to start spreading them out. He's already got 2. He's got one with the Giants.
He's gonna have to get a thumb one. He didn't lose his thumb.
What's he gonna do? All right, so let me just take a look at a couple of my teams, see if I got any matchups I'm really like looking forward to here. I honestly, I'm really looking forward to one of my stardoms is Matt Stafford. We got Matt Stafford going against the Chicago Bears on Sunday Night Football. I'm really excited about them. I think he's going to absolutely light them up. I don't know. What do you guys think?
So I actually wanted to ask you about this as we're doing this. We've kind of shared a little bit of opinion on Stafford moving to LA. So you shared I think PFT's rankings, right? Power rankings for the year.
Yeah.
Do you think that where he ranked LA is fair?
I need to pull that up. You know what? I think actually they were one that I thought was low. Let me pull up that post real quick if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So I'm referring to the same thing.
If you're in a little bit of a deeper league, my starting quarterback is Jalen Hurts against Atlanta. So
I also have. I just can't start. I couldn't start Jalen Hurts.
Let me just say, I like anyone against Atlanta's defense. Anyone.
My thoughts exactly.
Anyone.
And you're talking about a running quarterback.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, he's not Lamar running. You know what I mean? He's mobile.
Right. Well, I think he's an above average mobile quarterback. He can get 75 on the ground if he has to.
I think that's any quarterback that's coming out of college in the first year. Like Trevor Lawrence can get 75 on the ground. I wouldn't call him a running. You know what I mean? Like it's just part of the position now. But I'm looking at the power rankings right now. For those of you, you can follow Line to Gain on Instagram at Line to Gain. But they have the Rams listed at 5 here. I think that's too high. I thought they were lower. There are a few teams I have wrong. I think 5 is way too high for the Rams.
That's what I thought too. I put the Rams more between like 12 and 16 if I'm making a list.
All right, so let's go through the list here, and we'll go down until you think we've found a team that you don't rank as high.
Okay, hold on, Nate. You're asking a lot of your boy.
I'll name them up for you. Okay, so Rams or Browns? Who's better?
Browns.
Rams or Ravens? Who's better?
Ooh.
Yeah, so I think the Ravens are too high at 7. So we'll skip that one. That's a toss up. Rams or Chargers?
Rams.
I think the Chargers are better.
I don't know yet. It's a second-year quarterback. It's a rookie head coach. I think they have their ceiling.
I think Sean McVay and Matt Stafford would absolutely rip the Chargers apart.
You think so?
I do.
I think Justin Herbert has the ability to be a top 3 quarterback.
Justin Herbert's great.
Why are we?
I'm not taking
Justin
anything
Herbert's dick so much.
I'm not taking anything away from Justin Herbert. I think Justin Herbert's a great quarterback, but
I think he's good.
I think Stafford in LA with a great coach and a team that is not the Lions.
Run the ball, Dallas. Another 15-yard pop for Dak. Bullshit. I think
you're gonna be down that parlay in the first half.
I really might. Hey, but we can talk live betting in the second half. That's my favorite part. I think Justin Herbert's good. I'm not ready to say. Sure, is his ceiling, like hypothetically, could he be a top 5, top 3 quarterback? Sure. His ceiling is, so could Baker at this point. Like his career is not even really. He's had 3 head coaches in like 5 years, so
okay. I see your perspective of it.
All right. So maybe I think I got the Rams over the Chargers, but I still think they're too high. Even so if you take, I got them over the Ravens as well. So like if you've adjusted this list right now based on our opinion, or at least what I've said, like the Rams are down to 6 right now. So Rams, Saints. Why the fuck are the Saints at 9?
Well, 9 and 10 are both outrageous.
Yeah, the Patriots are better than the Niners. Tell me why.
There's no way.
Why are the Patriots better? I posted today on the page. I think the 49ers they can compete with Tampa for the NFC Championship this year.
They absolutely could. So when does Trey Lance take over?
I don't know that that's going to happen this year. To be honest, like Jimmy G is okay enough to get you where you need to go. That team is so much more than quarterback play right now.
Well, I mean, if you're talking just backfield and wide receivers, that's a very underrated group of athletes.
It is.
Well, you got to think Raheem Mostert. He has been injured for the better half of
Everybody.
his career.
Their whole backfield has been injured.
So, Raheem Mostert is healthy. I'm interested to see what he does this year. I did draft him. So obviously
I got him for
great
some
year.
bench depth. I got him for some running back depth.
We'll see, because I know when he was healthy, I think 2 years ago, he was a beast.
I mean, even at the start of last year, before he got hurt, I think he tore his ACL, if I'm not mistaken, or MCL, something
He
like
did.
that. But even at the start, he was, I mean, in terms of fantasy, he was putting up some good numbers those first couple
Yeah,
of
he's a good because he catches the ball well in the backfield.
Yeah, he's got great hands.
I mean, they have two backs that can do that. You got, their fullback, Kyle Juszczyk, that, I mean, is
One of the best fullbacks. The fullback position is almost obsolete. He's keeping it alive.
Yeah, he really, really is. We got a big third down here coming up for Dallas. I mean, they've been moving the ball on this defense, and they haven't even really attempted. How many rushing attempts?
You know what? Good for Zeke. That was such a great block.
He is one of the best blocking running backs in the NFL. Maybe it's just because he's built like a bear, but
yeah, I mean, he slid over and he stopped that blitz. He made that last play happen.
How
many total carries do you think they have right now on offense? Oh, that's
less than 8.
I would say 4.
Bobby is right on the money. They have 4 rushes right now.
I was gonna say I haven't seen very many. It had to be less than 5.
Dak at 174 yards.
So he was what? The under was 298 or under?
294. 294.
So yeah, he only needs 150 yards. Yeah, you're fucking toast, sir.
I'm in trouble.
You're one good third quarter away from kissing that parlay goodbye.
Legatron
we missed
up
it
here with he missed it.
He shanked it left.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
One of the most consistent kickers missing a little chip shot.
Legatron, no more. I need another beverage. I'll be right back.
So while Corey's grabbing a beverage, we got some more depth on the whole cream puff story, and I remember exactly when we made these names now because of the story.
Okay.
So there was a video game on PlayStation 2. This was prior to I think Xbox was out, but we had a PlayStation 2 first. A game called Medal of Honor: Rising Sun, and myself, Josh, and Brandon Tebby, we would get on this game, and then we would go fight each other, kind of like GoldenEye style.
Sure.
We all had to come up with names, and Josh came up with Cream Puff. Brandon was Special One, and my name, because I was a huge fan of Lil Jon at the time, was Yeah What Okay, and it came out to Yeah We Talk, and that was it. It's what it looked like. It was funny, but that is the background on that. Josh, thank you for sharing that nugget, because it brought back a lot of fun memories. Pop said, "Hey Todd, changed my name to Daily Junior." Not even
Daily IR.
Oh, Daily IR. I thought that was a J. My bad. Not even regular season Gus Edwards is gone.
You know the funny thing? I don't know if Charlie's still watching or not, but Charlie was so happy that he drafted Gus Edwards, and he thought that he just pulled a fast one to everybody. He's like, Gus Edwards, round 7. I'm good.
You know what? And it just goes to show you that, like, you cannot have your fantasy football draft until a week prior to the season, because you just never know what's going to happen.
You know what? You really can't. And we just started our dynasty league, so it's not as bad for this guy. But we have a guy in our league that had J.K. Dobbins and who's the tight end for Minnesota? Cam Irvin or something like that. What is the guy's name?
What is his name?
I can't remember. I think it's his second-year player.
Well, they're both out for the season.
Yeah. Well, I think the tight end for Minnesota could come. No. You're right. He is on IR. He is out for the year. Yeah, just absolutely. And I mean, it literally happened.
Just devastated.
4 days after I got. Now the good thing, he's got both those guys on his team next year.
Irv Smith.
Irv Smith, that's what it is. I knew there was an Irv in there. So
Torn
good thing,
meniscus.
good thing is he's got both those guys on his team for next year, which is great. But it's just a rough go, man. Rough go.
Yeah. Oh, was that a fumble?
Oh, Dallas has got the ball back. Feed Zeke. Stop trying to throw the ball now, boys.
Yeah. Fumble. Ronald Jones fumble.
Stop
First play of the
throwing.
drive. And this is why we don't run the ball. Tampa
Here's
Bay and Dallas.
Should have had Gio in there.
Here's the thing. They should have had you. You know what? I grabbed him as the last pick in one of my drafts as well.
You do that out of love.
You never know. You never know.
Oh yeah, that ball was way out. Yeah, that's that. Yeah.
Oh, not even a question. And here's the thing. Here's the thing to think about, Dallas. The more you drop Dak back, the more injury prone, right? You're risking injury. Just feed Zeke. Feed Zeke.
That's a hell of a stretch for a guy looking for some few dollars.
Yeah, a few dollars.
Okay, a few $100. Sorry.
Hey guys, we got a special guest joining us here on the Line to Gain feed. And this is a throwback for you. One Cameron Williams joining the podcast tonight.
Holy shit!
Holy shit!
What's up, Cam?
That's crazy. Just
Wow.
another Fairfield South boy.
Another Fairfield South boy in the house. Another Fairfield Pee Wee football alumnus.
We should have just called this the Fairfield South Podcast. Next one we do, that's all it is.
That's
FSP.
Cameron, appreciate you stopping by, buddy. Cameron was he was one of the groomsmen in my wedding that we just had.
Nice.
Yeah.
How was that, by the way? Everything go well?
Oh, it was amazing. Perfect day, perfect weather. Everybody had an awesome time. Cameron spent some time showing us all his dance moves on the party bus on the way back. It was pretty fantastic display.
It doesn't surprise me.
Almost intercepted. That was a really, really bad throw by Dak there. What was he doing on that one?
Yeah, he threw it way behind him.
There wasn't even any. Cameron says, "Mrs. Drew, where you at?" Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh shit! The good old days.
That he didn't even have any pressure on him there. That was just a
No, that was just a bad throw. It was a bad throw.
We got 3rd and 8. Timeout on the field. Looks like timeout Tampa. No, timeout Dallas. Maybe, I don't know. What's going on here?
Tampa.
All right, start him soon this week. Mac Jones.
Oh,
The Patriots are at home against the Dolphins.
Patriots at the Dolphins. You really? That's it.
Patriots are at home against the Dolphins.
I'm saying sit them.
Really?
Yeah, sit them. Brian
You do
Flores.
know that Mac Jones has been practicing plays in his backyard with his girlfriend, making
So I
sure
took
he
that into
protects the offense
consideration. I
that
took
way.
that consideration, and I think I think that's going to really cause some timing issues with Nelson Aguilar. See, you line
Him
up
and Hunter Henry just aren't going to be on the same page.
you line up Mac Jones' girlfriend and Nelson Aguilar in a 40. I mean, he's dusting her by at least like 0.3 of a second.
To be fair, he did say, "Hey, I'm just throwing it into a net." I just imagine Mac Jones, shirt off, a little bit of like still baby fat, dropping like a 7-step drop and just launching a missile at his girlfriend and seeing what happens.
It's like, have you seen that Saturday Night Live skit where Peyton Manning is doing the United Way thing with
And he's throwing the balls at the kids.
just beating them, just
Yeah.
shoot, shoot.
What are you doing, Timmy?
Gets the ball. Go inside the porta potty. Go inside.
All
the
right,
porta potty.
Kyle Pitts.
Ooh, start him.
Yeah, you have to. I had a Corey, you'll appreciate this as a Gator fan. So my boss is a Atlanta suburb neighborhood, born and raised. When we were talking about the draft, and I said, "Hey, there's a very good chance that the Falcons draft Kyle Pitts." He looked at me and said, "Who's Kyle Pitts?"
Oh my God.
And I had to.
Go ahead.
I had to walk out from his office, go outside, gather myself, come back in, and be like, "How can you be a football fan and not know who Kyle Pitts is?"
I mean, he's arguably one of the top prospects to come out of football in the last 10 years. Just in terms
I
of
think He was the best athlete in the draft.
Yeah, no question. Like
Touchdown, Dak Prescott. CeeDee Lamb again.
fuck off. Run the ball. For those of you that don't know why I'm talking about, and we're getting some viewers, climbing in here on this side. If you're joining, like the video, share the video. Let's get some people in here and watch some football. But I did a parlay, a multi-leg parlay, and I'll try and ramble through it quick.
I'm sorry, that was Amari Cooper, not CeeDee Lamb. My apologies.
Amari Cooper, 19. Yeah,
That's wide receiver in football.
all right, that's hearsay.
That's what he said.
Well, so here's what he said, and I thought the quote was interesting. Sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
But I don't if you guys saw it, he says, I think I'm the best wide receiver in football. There's a lot of people that don't think I'm the best wide receiver in football. But he also said, I don't think I've proven that I'm the best.
Zerline missed an extra point.
He missed an extra point. Oh my god.
Dude, his job is on the line right now, week 1. Greg
Somebody
Zerline.
can we get a
Question
status check? Can we get a wellness check on Jerry Jones's old ass right now?
That was the most consistent thing he's signed in a decade.
Is he having a coronary right now?
That's what I'm saying. We need to make sure Jerry Jones doesn't have a fucking stroke right now. We need to check on this old motherfucker.
Jerry Jones is getting stem cell transplants from thousands of kids that we don't know about.
This guy is he's gonna outlive us.
He'll be 200 years old. Jerry
So-
Jones will still be in box seats.
All right. So what do you said about Amari? Amari said he thinks he's the best.
Amari thinks he's the best, but he says that he doesn't think that he's proven it yet. And that's his mission this year, is to prove that he is the best wide receiver in football.
Okay, so how can you be the best if you haven't proven that you're the best?
This is what I want to talk about. That's what I want to discuss.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's not even fucking close in my opinion.
I don't know. I don't even know if I put him in a top 20 list of wide receivers.
I'd probably put him top 20, but I mean, like, in terms of like if you're talking like the upper echelon, I'm doing like a top 5. You know what I mean?
I don't think Amari Cooper cracks the top 15.
Really? All right. Who you got? All right. So Devontae, DeAndre Hopkins.
Although he's not technically a wide receiver, I would put Travis Kelce in that class of wide receiver.
No. That's a tight end. Let's go
Okay.
purely.
Are we going? We're going strictly wide receiver.
Strictly wide receiver. So I'll start naming them off, and if you think that they're better than Amari Cooper, you say yes. So
Okay.
Devontae Adams,
Yes.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Yes.
Let's see here.
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill.
Julio
yes.
Jones.
Julio.
Stephon Diggs.
Julio. You take Julio over Amari Cooper.
100%.
Ooh, that's interesting. So, real quick question: Julio or AJ Brown?
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown.
He's a better athlete.
Okay.
And
So,
and the fresher legs.
But I still think they're both better than Amari.
I don't agree with you.
They've
on
also
Julio.
proven more.
I don't agree with you on Julio. I agree with you on AJ. Cooper Kupp.
No.
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
He can't stay on the field.
He's
When healthy, Cooper Kupp is way better.
Mike Evans.
he is the concussion protocol walking
He
on
is.
at any time.
That's why Robert Woods is on my fantasy team, because he's going
Absolutely.
to just be there.
I take him every single year.
I had Cooper Kupp 1 year where he didn't burn me, and I've had him multiple years where he burned me.
Yeah,
you didn't-
because
I
he
want
misses
you-
5 weeks.
I want you to keep thinking about this. Discuss amongst yourselves. You must. I found out that when I went and got my latest beverage, I found out that my children had leftover chicken fingers and French fries. So those are in the oven right now. I'm going to go snag those and bring them back. I want you to think about your wide receiver.
As far as proving in the career goes, I think the Cooper Kupp has had a better career thus far than Amari Cooper.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you.
So
on that.
that's my standpoint on it,
Yeah.
right? I think Cooper Kupp has proven more in his career than Amari Cooper has. And that's why I believe that Cooper Kupp is the better receiver
That's fair.
on paper, statistically speaking.
Amari Cooper is certainly the better athlete.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not taking anything. I think Amari Cooper is a great talent, but I think there's 15 guys that are better than him.
That's fair. He's third pick. Leonard Fournette with the drop catch and
I
interception.
mean, what's the point of having kids?
I just lost 2 points. I just lost 2 points because Leonard
Brady
Fournette
interception.
dropped the ball.
Fournette dropped the ball.
F you, Fournette.
Corey, I have to tell you that I very much look forward to the day when Declan and my future children have leftovers such as you are indulging on,
Dude,
and I just get to eat all of it.
it's the best. It really is. It's. I mean, why have children if you can't eat the food that they don't eat? Now,
I'm going to
Tony,
eat so many
That-
fried
that-
chicken fingers.
That's your dream.
Yeah. I mean, I've been training for this my whole life.
Now, Todd, are you in the purees, the baby food right now?
Yeah. So he's 5.5 months old. So we just started like oatmeal and purees.
Okay. Have you tried any of them yet?
I try all of them.
Okay. You got más cojones than me.
They're all awful though.
Oh, have you gotten to the fruits yet?
No.
Oh, wait till you get to the. It's like it's like eating a toddler. You're smart though. We did the same thing. We did the vegetables like the squash and stuff like that before you do the fruits. 'Cause you do the
Well,
fruits. That motherfucker's not eating butternut squash ever again. It's just not happening.
No. I have to give Mary credit though, because when we went to look for the purees, that's instantly went to like give him strawberry banana, give him the grape, give him all the stuff that I know that I would like. She's
Right.
like, you can't do that because if you go fruit first, you never get them back on vegetable.
Exactly. Smart gal. Oh, almost an interception there by the Bucks. Oh, he just took off his helmet. Go off the field. You're the captain. What are you doing? Oh, it's 4th down. Never mind. Okay. Let me back up.
I am the captain now. All right. Stardom sit on LaVisca Chenault Jr., Jacksonville.
Who they got? Who's Jacksonville playing?
They're away at the Texans. That's a start for me.
That's a start for me, but like a wide receiver.
the Texans-
3.
Yeah, absolutely.
that's a flex.
That's a flex player.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a flex. Greg Zuerlein again.
Nailed it.
Oh, just inside the left upright. He's 1 for 3.
He had a nice fade on that, though, huh?
When he first kicked it, I was like, "Holy shit, that's going left."
I just
Yeah.
imagine Zuerlein as like the kicker from the replacements, right? Like that's how he lives his life.
Oh yeah, Nigel Gruff.
Cameron with a comment here. I remember when the Browns lost to Kansas City because that idiot took his helmet off. Do you guys know what he's talking? I don't remember that. Is that like a super throwback game?
I don't think I know what he's talking about.
Or did this happen in the playoffs last year?
No, was this what's his face? Who's the big DN there?
Myles Garrett.
Miles Garrett. Wasn't it Garrett last year that did that?
Did he? I don't know. I
Or
tried.
am I tripping? Please elaborate on that.
Yeah, Cameron. I'll look for maybe it was Dwayne Rudd, Shane Mahoney with a comment over here. I'm getting some comments here. Cameron with a comment, "Hey Katie." My mom with a comment, "Hey Mrs. James." And then Katie with a comment, "Hello everyone." And then I'm going back through this because I'm getting razzed. You forgot the comment, "Hey Katie," by one Katie James. So I'm coming back through here to make sure I get that out.
Oh,
there.
we got a return on the board here, baby.
Oh.
Get out to the 50. Just shy of the 50.
Yeah, you guys.
Shout out to your wife for supporting you in all of your ventures, though. Good for her.
No, you know what? Honestly, I don't know how I'm able to do this because I'm literally in a golf league. I play volleyball relatively once a week with her dad and some other neighborhood guys, and then I do my podcast. It's insanity. I'm not really quite sure.
We're not worthy of our spouses. That's just what I learned.
I'm really good at sales. That's what I've learned.
You can pitch yourself really well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'll kick the coverage here, boys.
Listen, I got a lot of stuff going on, but I promise I love you. That's it. That's your pitch.
All right, who would have thought that with 2 minutes left in the first half, the Bucks would be down 2?
Not I,
Not
sir.
Drew Brees.
Not
I don't think anybody. But we got a 2-minute drill coming up from Tom Brady and a deep ball
Wide open
touchdown.
Is that maybe again?
That was Antonio Brown.
Fuck
Just
off.
burned him. Just burnt the coverage.
Where's Mike Evans? Where is he?
Antonio Brown's coming out to show that he is still an elite receiver.
You know what? It's kind of it says a lot about Tom Brady, in my opinion, because
The fact that he can get AB on the straight and narrow,
exactly.
it's impressive. It's impressive what Tom Brady can get people to do that other people can't.
I think he sold his soul to the devil. I'm pretty sure Tom Brady might be the devil.
But I mean, I'm not complaining because that was like a 50-yard touchdown from Tom Brady, and I started him. So
Where's he? Let's see where Tom Brady's at in terms of passing yards right now. I mean,
I can tell you here in 2 seconds.
I don't know.
Tom Brady's at 213 yards and 3 touchdowns.
I need Tom Brady to throw for like 25 more yards for the rest of the game.
That's not going to happen, sir. He's gonna throw for 400 yards and 6 touchdowns. Unbelievable. Hey, I mean, he was a good 2 steps in front of that guy.
Was that Surtain?
Mr. 1031.
No,
They didn't draft Surtain. Never mind. They got Micah Parsons. Sorry.
Yeah.
And the fact that Brady still just can throw that on a dime at 44 years old and step up into the pocket like a champ, dude, it's unreal. This guy.
I mean, their offensive line is pretty magnificent. Like he has not been like razzed at all.
Here's the thing. Tom Brady has had the best pass protection over a 22-year period than any team has ever had in their entirety. That dude never gets hit. The one time he got hit, he blew his knee out. And he hasn't been hit since. Oh, by the way, I have 2 questions for you.
For me,
Where are those chicken fingers from, and how good are they?
it's a fair point. Fair question. So they're from. If I'm gonna go on a limb and say it's Leo's Coney Island. So we have a lot of Coney Island restaurants up here in the Detroit area. If you're not
Yeah, you do.
It's just like it's like a shittier version of Skyline. Basically, it's like
It's chili and onions, right?
not so much. The chili's just thicker.
Yeah.
It's so they do Coney dogs, but it's like a Greek flair on it. So like you have like your Greek salads, you've got pitas, falafels, you got or gyro wraps and stuff like that. So just like a Greek like diner, but they also do breakfast and stuff like that too. So that's what
I stayed in Romulus 2 days a week for 2 years, so I'm aware of the Coney Islands.
You know Leo's.
I've actually been up there twice. I stayed around this. It's not bad.
Why were you in Romulus?
We have a ranch up there where I work, and Todd obviously goes up to the auction.
There's a car auction in Flat Rock.
Oh, okay. They actually just evacuated part of Flat Rock. There's like a benzene leak from the Ford plant right there, and they just evacuated like 5 square blocks of Flat Rock.
Interesting.
I don't know what it is about
Potent chemical.
Detroit and their infrastructure. They like to put chemicals in it, though.
Yeah, like 2 or 3 years ago, there was a green ooze leaking all over the interstate.
Mm-hmm. They actually just resolved that, if I'm not mistaken, like within the last year or so. Well, from a legal perspective, the green.
There's been green ooze on the highway for 3 years, almost 1,000 days.
Are we about to be in a Power Rangers movie?
That's what I thought, maybe Ninja Turtles-esque, but we were sitting. I remember we were sitting in the hotel lobby. There's an Embassy Suites right by the Detroit airport. We stayed at every single week, and on the TV behind us, somebody's like, "Oh, there's green ooze all over 270 or 275, whatever the interstate highway is up there," and I caught it on my way back.
So let's get back. I want to get back to Sidham Stardom.
Yeah.
Let's go with.
I got one for you. Will Fuller, Miami.
He's suspended.
Oh, duh.
Don't.
So I would sit him.
Here we go. Chase Claypool. Chase Claypool, Pittsburgh taking on Buffalo in Buffalo.
Start him. Wide receiver 2.
So remember, he's got, is it Devon? What is it? What's the
Deontay Johnson.
Deontay Johnson, yeah.
Yeah, I'm starting him as a wide receiver 2. I think Deontay Johnson's going to draw a lot of the coverage.
Juju,
I think
shit poops her.
Yeah, I don't think Juju. Juju's definitely a sit-em. I don't think he's going to have a great year at all. Juju definitely has the talent. Don't get me wrong. He's going to have to do a lot to impress me this year, especially being a Steelers fan with the way that he carried himself last year.
I think the way he continues to carry himself, he's like a child. Am I wrong?
No, not at all. I think he has a lot of maturing to do, from a professional's perspective, not even from a football level, just as a professional in general. I understand that, you want to play Fortnite and make TikToks and do all this stuff, but at some point you've got to grow up and have the ability to carry yourself as a professional when you're on a national stage. And I don't know if he possesses that ability yet.
Dallas with 2 minutes, 3 timeouts. Dak throwing, looks like about a 9-yard catch there. Is that Gallup? Who do we got?
Coming back.
Flag on the play.
And Bobby, that's, you bring up Juju and his antics and everything that he's done. I think, I brought this up on the podcast. I believe, didn't I rank all 32 head coaches?
You most certainly did.
And I talked about Tomlin, and one of the things.
Yeah, because that was one of my beefs with your rank, was that he wasn't in the top 5.
And one of the things that I talked about was that his inability to really kind of not control, because you're not going to control people, but it just seems like his players have the ability to be dumbasses more than most. And I don't know why that is. And so because I don't know why, I put it on Tomlin. You know what I'm saying? Like it's his circus. So they're his elephants. You gotta control them.
Right. And I think it's fair to have that perspective, right? Because at your job or my job, especially when I was at Enterprise and I was in management, if something went wrong at my location, it ultimately came back on me and my ability to train my employees to do the right thing.
Right.
And coach them and, lead them and, develop their decision making on how to make the, professional decisions and carry themselves, in front of customers, which, in this scenario, Mike Tomlin is the manager and Juju is the employee and the fans are the customers, right?
Right. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and it's not just Juju, but you had it with AB, you had it with Le'Veon, and you could say that AB is not real. It's hard to say with AB because the stuff didn't stop when he left Pittsburgh,
Right.
But you could say that that environment fostered the creation of that individual, but. Le'Veon, it definitely stopped. I feel like it stopped when he left. He also stopped when he left.
He hasn't done much since he left. I think the big thing dude, I didn't even have to ask you. I was gonna ask you, and then you just did it.
I was delivered
without me even having to ask.
Look at this guy.
Todd just came up loaded with six beverages.
What are you guys sipping on?
I'm just smashing some 16-ounce Bud Lights.
Oh.
Or at least 18. Hold on. I think they're 16s.
We went Kirkland tonight.
There's nothing
Those
wrong with
Kirkland seltzers?
They are.
Arguably one of the best alcoholic beverages on the market.
And what's interesting is I'm really just taking one for the team tonight. I don't typically drink them. I'm more of a Mick Ultra or even, I'm a Gold Top guy. Miller Lights are really what I tend to drink. Other than when I'm doing the show, I try and feature a new beverage. My wife is
God.
really the seltzer Oh, this is just stupid. My wife is really this. You're throwing on 3rd and 3. You have 3 timeouts. This is fucking
For
ass.
those of you just tuning in at the beginning of the podcast, Corey went over this giant parlay that he's got rolling tonight on this game, and everything is going well except for the fact that Dak and Tom Brady are going to throw for 800 yards.
Easily. Maybe before halftime. What was? Oh, they're just a throwaway. Okay. So, where was I? What was I talking about?
So I think we're on the topic of Kirkland and Kirkland's
Oh,
Costco
yes.
brand.
Thank you. I'm
Yeah.
taking one for the team here because my wife drinks these. Lime is her least favorite flavor. That said, there are no boxes that don't contain lime.
They're all variety packs.
Over
And,
time.
and there's probably like 40 of them in the fridge.
Exactly. I'm purging. I'm purging the fridge right now.
You know what? You're doing God's work right now.
I really am. This is why I get golf.
So, fun fact, Kirkland makes a knockoff, for those of you that are into golf, they make a knockoff Scotty Cameron putter,
Ooh,
which the
big
Scotty Cameron,
sack,
the
big
Scotty
sack.
Cameron putter usually sells for about $200-$300, and Costco's got one for about $1.25. And it's the same putter, it just says Kirkland on it instead of Scotty Cameron.
So on that topic, I'm glad we're going down this hole right now. Vodka drinkers. Kirkland
Do you know who
vodka.
makes Kirkland vodka?
It's Grey Goose.
It's Grey Goose.
It is
Really?
Grey
Yeah.
Goose.
Grey Goose makes Kirkland vodka.
So we got to either drive north or drive south to get the Kirkland liquor because Ohio doesn't sell it in the stores. So
Seriously.
we got to go to Kentucky. Got to go to Kentucky.
Wow. I
Yeah,
would not
there's one in
guess
Florence. So I have a
Which is why I'm going to go down a hole now. Florence, Kentucky is one of the greatest places to live, by the way. I love living in Kentucky, Florence especially. Best barbershop, great food, all the liquor you could ever imagine because it's Kentucky,
and the cheapest cigarettes.
and the cheapest tobacco on the planet.
that.
It is, if you have a vice, you can find it down there.
It's fair.
Small side note.
No, Kentucky's great.
You know, I have a guy from Lexington that comes up to a car auction in Columbus, and I consistently have him get me the large handle of Kirkland rum now.
Oh, yeah.
It's great.
Why is that they don't sell it in the store? Because like Kroger, you can go to Kroger and buy liquor.
It's all state regulated in Ohio, and you can only have a certain amount of liquor stores per square mileage.
I thought he fumbled that.
He almost did.
But no, yeah, Kroger liquor stores are awesome. There's actually one right up the road from us. It is a solid liquor store. They've got quite a bit of a selection.
Good bourbon selection too.
They really do. They have a really nice bourbon selection there.
So an interesting note about selling liquor, and like one thing I moved to what I noticed when I moved to Michigan, they have what's called party stores. You guys know what those are? So they're basically like delis. They have like cold cuts available. They have cheeses. They have pre-made, sides, like a broccoli salad, pasta salad, etc. Different meat that you can get. Your ground round. You can get some sirloin cuts. You can get all this different meats and stuff. And they also just have like a fully stocked liquor shelf, like every liquor you could ever imagine. Not only that,
anything you ever want, it's there.
Exactly. Not only that, at damn near every gas station, I would say at least like 60 to 70% of the gas stations are full service liquor stores.
It's amazing.
I'll tell you, when I was up in Zanesville, I think what's today, Tuesday, and I walked in there. There was just some random gas station.
Hold on. What did you just say today was?
Today's Thursday.
Oh, I thought you said today was Tuesday.
I said today. I said today's Thursday, so Tuesday. That's what I said.
I was like, you need to lay off them 16 ounces there, Bobby.
No, so today's Thursday. Tuesday, I was in Zanesville. They had like just some random gas station. Zanesville, there's nothing in Zanesville, by the way. But there was a gas station that we rolled up on. They had a full deli. They had liquor on the shelves. They had Amish like desserts. It was really cool.
You're in a good place.
What's an Amish dessert?
Oh, you missed it.
They had these blueberry moon pies.
Ooh. That sounds good.
I didn't get one.
Oh, God.
I didn't.
I'll probably get
I held
10.
back. I held back. I wanted one so bad. But it looked like two pieces of like the top side of a blueberry muffin. And then there was just cream filling in the middle. It looks incredible.
Yeah, there was in Romulus, like as you go past the airport, there was one of these like deli shops that sold Kroger brand milk and sour cream and cheese, but they had the best bourbon selection and the dankest cold cut sandwiches in all of Michigan. And you would be hard pressed to tell me otherwise.
15 seconds left here. Tampa up 5. They're on the 50-yard line. I mean, can we please get a Mike Evans appearance just before half? My 3rd round pick.
He just threw that away. Just threw it away.
Just
They're putting the sheets in about 10 miles from here.
That's another just one of the best places in the world.
You keep telling me about it. I can't wait till it's done. They just started construction on it.
It's great. I stop at a Sheetz every time back from West Virginia.
Yeah. It's apparently the best gas station that's ever existed on this planet.
They have
why?
So their selection of beverages, non-alcoholic beverages, specifically energy drinks. You can get any type of energy drink in the world there. So when I'm coming back, I'm driving from Charleston, West Virginia to Columbus, which is right around like 3.5 hours. And usually we've had anywhere from 8 to 12 beers the night before. Then we go and buy cars and then we come back home. So I need at least 1 to 3 energy drinks on my drive home so I don't start falling asleep.
Yeah.
And they also have really good like hot sandwiches. They make like ready to order sandwiches, made to order sandwiches. That's a one-stop shop. Great milkshakes too.
It's a restaurant. It's a gas station, all in one.
I mean,
and apparently very nice bathrooms too.
The best bathrooms, the cleanest bathrooms.
I mean, I'm gonna have to make it a point. Time running out here. Tom Brady looking to chuck it deep.
Interception. Oh, they're taking it out of the end zone.
There's no time left on the clock.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, big man with the tackle.
Big man swallowing him.
That would have been so cool.
And there's another -2 points.
Tom Brady 2-2 today.
All right, I can't really be mad though. Tom Brady, first half, throwing up 24 points. He was projected for 29. No, this is my work league.
That's a good week.
Standard scoring.
All right, so here's what I want to do. We're running into halftime right now. What I would like to do, I'm going to just step away for just like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. But what I want to do when I get back is I would like to run through the games of the week, and I want to get your picks. What do you guys think about that?
Let's do it.
I love it. Halftime, Bucks up 5. We will be right back.
All right, chat. We're gonna take a quick 5 minutes. We will be right back. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. This is going to be one of our longer episodes, so please stay tuned. We will be right back. Ooh.
Lay in your bed. Lay in the bed you made for him.
He found the bed. Oh no. Oh man. Super happy with Brady, and I've been pissed if I didn't have him in the lineup.
Fixed it out of the collar. It's the whoopies.
Carl said that guy you're on with looks just like Edge from WWE.
He does. You should tell Corey that when he comes back in.
Well, I'll wait till we get back live.
He'd probably appreciate that.
Oh, he would. I would appreciate it.
Hold on for a while.
So we get all the nastiness out now. All right. I'm gonna go take a quick potty break.
You too, mate.
Arlo, I'm not going down there, fella. What's going on here? Good to have you over here, Arlo.
You pee that fast?
Yeah.
Oh my god. That was like lightning.
Awesome. I just put something on the story. We can add something to our story real quick if you want.
Okay.
So. Story.
I don't know either. Let's just do a selfie.
Okay. What's up, everybody? We are still here live. Rally Towel Sports with Line to Gain. Please come tune in. We're going to be live for the second half of the game. It's been an exciting game so far. So please come in and check us out. He just said they're looking pretty.
I thought we had a pretty girl filter on. I'm sorry.
No. We're gonna go ahead and pop back live real quick so we can talk to everybody.
Welcome.
Welcome back. We had our potty break, stretch the legs. Amber, Carl, Bruce, Josh, everybody who liked the stream, thank you so much. This is obviously new for us. We're doing a dual stream with Line to Gain right now, which has been an absolute blast so far. It's the first time we're doing it, so apologize if it's been a little rocky. We're just trying to figure out how we mesh with each other, where the conversation goes, things like that. But it's been an absolute blast so far having Corey on here. Corey, are you back live?
Oh, I'm back with you boys.
Okay. So I got a text message from my stepdad.
Okay.
And I'm gonna read it to you verbatim.
All right, let's hear it.
That guy you're on with looks just like Edge from WWE.
Oh wow. I've gotten a lot of comps over the days. I've gotten Brandon Frazier. I've gotten
Oh, Brandon Fraser, good one.
not anymore. Have you seen that guy?
Well, like Mummy Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, Mummy. Yeah. And seen
What a great franchise, by the way. Those movies are severely underrated. I thoroughly enjoy them.
I've gotten Charlie Hunnam. I've gotten
That's it.
I see Charlie Hunnam more than I see any of the other ones, and
yeah.
he's not a bad looking guy.
So do you guys?
Yeah.
You're right. I'd flirt with Charlie Hunnam for sure. If do you guys remember Mrs. Napier?
I do. I had her
She used to say when I was in 5th grade.
as a teacher.
I had her sexually.
Oh,
Only the three of us understand how funny that is.
that's hilarious. So she used to say, again, I was in 5th grade, so I was 11, that I look like Kevin Costner.
You know what? If you shave the beard and pull the hair back, I might be able to see that.
Okay. So I've gotten that. I've gotten Jesus more times than oh look, Jesus is here. It's like, all right,
That's boring.
I'm
you're
not
trying at that
Arabic.
point.
I'm not from Arabia. Stop.
Just the hair. You're being stereotyped.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, the Edge is a new one. I like it. I appreciate it.
No, it's that. I got a good chuckle. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why if you noticed about a half hour ago, I just started laughing out loud to myself after I looked at my phone. That's why.
Yeah, that got a real belly laugh out of me when he told me that.
It's good. All right. So I think we'll just go down the line here and do you want to do just straight up pick to win or do you want to do spread?
Just pick the win.
Pick to win. Okay. We've got Eagles at Falcons.
Eagles.
I say Atlanta.
I'm going Atlanta as well. I'm not big on Atlanta at all this year. But
Actually, let me grab my notepads. I'm going to write these down, and we're going to discuss this later.
Ooh, I like it. I like it a lot. Why do you think Atlanta, Todd?
I just don't believe in Matty Ice. I still believe that there's just enough in the tank there offensively that they can still put up big numbers.
I mean, yeah, they still got Ridley. They got Kyle Pitts.
So we were talking about this at work a couple days ago. We were talking about Atlanta and the future, what happens after Matt Ryan. And the only thing we talked about was we'll have Kyle Pitts at least for 3 more years. So this should be all right.
3 more years?
Right?
What do you mean?
His contract's 4 years, isn't it?
Kyle Pitts?
Yeah.
No, it's 4 years with a 5th-year team option.
Okay. So at least this year plus 3 more years, you have Kyle Pitts, hopefully a 5th year. And he puts up above Tony Gonzalez numbers. That's my guess.
Wow. I mean, we're talking about Tony Gonzalez, Hall of Famer Tony Gonzalez. That's big, right? That's a big set.
I think I don't know of too many people on the other side of the ball that are going to be able to stop him when he is full speed.
I'm just reserved about giving Kyle Pitts Hall of Fame numbers type recognition yet.
He's a rookie.
Jimmy Graham? I mean, what do you want? We can
dumb
dumb it down a little bit.
Yeah, I guess Jimmy Graham would be a good one, right? Yeah, it's just give the kid a chance. If he's not Tony Gonzalez, is he still good?
Yeah. Okay. Above average numbers. How about that?
Yeah. I'm picking up what you're putting down, though. I think Kyle Pitts is going to be phenomenal. He's going to, I think, be a focal point in that offense, something they can build around in that offense. And when they eventually do move beyond, Matt Ryan, which I think eventually will happen. I don't know when, but obviously in the next few years, I think they have to start looking forward. So I'm taking the Falcons here as well, just because I still do kind of like Todd was saying. I think Matt Ryan In these toss-up matchups, what do I look at? I look at quarterback play. I trust Matt Ryan more than I trust Jalen Hurts.
It'll be a high scoring game though. It'll be a shootout to the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I agree. So, Bobby, this one's a little personal for you. You got Steelers in Buffalo taking on the Bills. Bills favored by 6.5.
It's a tough game. Obviously, if I'm picking with my heart, I'm picking the Steelers. If I'm picking objectively, I'm probably going to take the Bills.
A lot of people high on the Bills. Third best odds to win the Super Bowl according to Las Vegas right now. Steelers, I'd say bottom 5 on paper in terms of offensive line. And if the Bills can get home on Ben, obviously the Steelers have a lot of weapons still surrounding Ben Roethlisberger, but it'll be a question to see whether or not that'll translate.
The big thing for the Steelers is definitely going to be the O-line, and can they get the running game going? If they can get the running game going, it's going to be a good game. If they can't, then it's going to be a landslide for Buffalo. I still think Buffalo takes this game.
Yeah, I got Buffalo as well. Todd, where'd you land?
Buffalo for sure.
Buffalo
I feel very confident that Josh Allen throws for 350 and 4 touchdowns.
Wow. Big game.
Yep.
MVP?
I think this is his year to take it, right? I mean, he's coming off of a very above average year. Buffalo is filling some big shoes in terms of what everybody predicts them to be, and I think Josh Allen fills that very nicely.
Yeah, I mean, the progression that he took from year 2 to 3 is just insane. I mean, the biggest knock on him in his first year especially, was completion percentage, his ability to actually connect with wide receivers. No one questioned the arm strength. No one questioned the mobility. Decision making wasn't really that big of a question mark for Josh Allen either. And then into year 3, we're looking at him I think he's completing nearly 70% of his passes.
Yeah, he went from mid 50s to high 60s.
Yeah.
Year 1 to year 2, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, into year 3 especially.
Yeah.
Really, Dak Prescott here coming out there. Dallas is coming out throwing again, which you can't blame them. He's at nearly 200 yards passing in the first half, but Dak with a kind of a cross field throw there that looked a little errant if you ask me. But back to the Bills. I obviously I think they're going to take the division. I think they are going to compete. I have them losing in the divisional round to the Browns, and the Browns going on to face the Chiefs. But I have a lot of high expectations for the Bills this year. So I'll also take the Bills in that matchup. Next one, game I will be live from, Line to Gain family. I will do like a very brief live broadcast from my tailgate this Sunday, but it'll be Vikings at Bengals, Minnesota favored by 3.
Let's hear yours first.
You want mine? Okay, so.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind to lead off on this one.
Go ahead, Bob.
I got the Bengals.
Whoa. Okay.
That was confident too.
You got the Bengals. Tell. I want to hear. I want to hear this.
I think Joe Burrow's got something to prove. I know the preseason for the Bengals was rocky, but same scenario that we're seeing with Dak tonight. I think Joe Burrow's going to come out with that same type of energy. I think Joe Burrow throws for 300, 3 touchdowns.
Oh boy,
wow.
My shorts got really tight.
I know. Just jizz in my pants.
I'm going solely off of my confidence in Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow comes out with a vengeance. I think he leads the Bengals to a dub.
No, I think that's a fair point. Like literally anytime the chips are stacked against Joe Burrow, or like there is like an excuse for Joe Burrow to have a chip on his shoulder, typically that elevates his level of play. Anytime that you think that, you know,
David Dude just popped in here and said, "Sheesh, go Gators."
hey, what's up, dude? How you doing, big dog? I've been seeing all these pictures you've been posting on Facebook. He's out there exploring the West. I think he's in Phoenix last time I saw, just having a good old time. So appreciate you dropping by, David.
What's up, dude?
So yeah, anytime the chips are stacked against Joe Burrow, I look for him to rise up. You know, everybody's bet against Joe Burrow a lot in his life, and he has consistently shown them why that's a bad idea. Um, you know, Bobby, you had mentioned the preseason for the Bengals. You know, the rocky stuff for the preseason. I think what I think you're talking about is mostly involving Jamar Chase.
Yes.
Dak Prescott with a pressure throw complete to Amari Cooper, who
Yeah, your parlay's gone, bro. I'm sorry.
It's fine. He had like 7 yards. Amari Cooper had like 7 yards of separation to the closest defender in Tampa Bay there. This passing attack from Dallas is potent, and I mean, Dak took a big shot right there off the end, but able to complete
With confidence.
I mean,
With confidence. He stood in that pocket with confidence.
He really did.
Which is, you know, I'm very happy for him. Like it takes a lot of balls to come back from what he's coming back from, and to stand in that pocket with confidence and, you know, deliver a beautiful pass.
Run the ball. Run the ball.
It's not happening. Just let it go.
So, and I think what they're doing is kind of similar to what you're talking. What I think we're going to see on Sunday with the Bengals is they're going to come out and throw the football. They're going to come out and throw the football because Dak needs it. Joe Burrow needs it.
They're gonna force Joe Burrow to not think about it.
Exactly. And you know, like I was, you know, getting to preseason was rocky. You meant, you know, and I think you're probably talking about Jamar Chase there, if I'm not wrong. You know, 5 targets, 4 drops, and a catch. That said, a lot of the knock on the Bengals when they drafted Jamar Chase is you're not doing enough to, and that's why they're not running the ball, Dallas, there with a 0-yard gain, Zeke Elliott.
Perfect example.
Zeke was slow. He was slow out of the backfield there.
And well, I mean, when you're getting contact at the line of scrimmage, it's a little rough.
I mean, even his first step seemed slow, though.
I don't think he had time to move.
I think it comes down to the offensive line. They're missing one of their best interior linemen right now in Martin out in COVID protocol. And I think that might be why they're opening it up as well, because, you know, obviously, you know, drop back, you know, 3-step, 5-step drop out of the shotgun. It's a lot easier to get the ball out of your hands. 1, 2, 3, throw.
Dak's just throwing dimes right now.
Yeah, he's dialed in, absolutely dialed in, and they're in soft zone coverage right now. It seems like soft cover 2 right now. Tampa is, and they're giving up all of the underneath stuff. That being said, Tampa still leads by 5, and they've given up 2 touchdowns if I'm not mistaken. So, anyway. The big knock on the Bengals was that they took Jamar Chase. They didn't address the offensive line. Well, here's a news flash. Holy shit! Did you see that?
Yeah.
You saw our face, right?
We both gasped at the same time, and then you saw it just a couple seconds later.
Here's a news flash for you. The Bengals offensive line. How many sacks did they give up in the preseason?
That's a stat I do not know.
If you had to guess,
10.
Todd.
0.
Ding, ding, ding. 0 sacks given up by the Cincinnati Bengals offensive line this preseason. They have addressed the offensive line, friends. Do you know why? Because the offensive line was that fucking bad that they didn't have a whole lot to do to get better. That's how bad. But we replaced the, I think, 78th ranked offensive tackle in the corpse of a human being that is Bobby Hart with Riley Reef, who is like the 40th ranked tackle in football. Right? Middle of the road in terms of tackles. You think in 32 teams times 2, 64, 40, pretty much middle of the road. That's a massive improvement from not even in the top starting tackles. There were offensive linemen that didn't start that were better than Bobby Hart. And Riley Reef has taken that role. Trey Hopkins is back at center, one of the best graded, not even just centers, best offensive linemen in terms of
one of the best interior linemen.
Yeah, in terms of pass protection. He's back from a knee injury, just like Joe Burrow. He's a little bit behind Joe Burrow in terms of recovery, but nonetheless, he is back. So I think it's going to be better. Is it going to be a top 10, even top half offensive line? No, but I think it'll be close to middle of the road. So for those reasons, and for the reasons that we had talked about, the Bengals coming out and I really think going to throw the ball a lot on Sunday. That's really going to be what it comes down to, and it is going to be a high scoring, in my opinion, a high scoring game. And it comes down to which offense do you think is more potent, and it's going to be
Just stood
close.
there and took another shot
Yeah, stood in, took another shot, delivered a strike to I think Amari Cooper again, if I'm not mistaken.
again.
Who
Amari Cooper is in his bag tonight.
Yeah, he's got eight.
Bobby has said is not a top 15 wide receiver. But
He might prove me wrong tonight.
he might. But look at that coverage. Look how soft that coverage is. I mean, I guess they're like, all right, get inside the 10 and then do something to. Oh, Dak with the draw.
All right, so let's get back on track here. I got the Bengals. Who do you guys got?
I got the Bengals.
I also think the Bengals. It'll be close.
Okay, so
I don't even know if they cover. It'll be maybe a 1-point game. I feel like it'll be close.
All right, next pick.
Niners at Lions. I don't think we have to spend a whole lot of time on
Nah, we don't. Let's move.
Niners.
Niners. They're my Survivor League pick as well. Cardinals at Titans.
Titans.
Yeah, I think the Titans win in Nashville.
I do too. I think the Cardinals are going to be competing for a wild card spot this year, though.
Not to say the Cardinals aren't talented, because they are extremely talented this year. I think Kyler Murray's gonna really show us what level he's playing at. Dak just threw it a little too hot to Zeke out of the flat.
I need
Not to mention
touchdown.
Arizona's backfield. Arizona's backfield is tough with Connor and Edmonds.
Yeah,
That's a good 3 down or 2 down, 3 down, whatever you want to call it, Edmonds to Connor to get to 3rd and 1. That's a good duo back there. That's not going to be flashy, but that's a good combo.
that was an excellent open field tackle
It
by
really
Adams.
was.
For those
That
of you
was
that just
amazing.
watched that, to tackle Zeke in the open field like that, high, that was impressive.
That was, yeah.
Especially coming from a defensive back.
So just an update on my parlay here. Tom Brady with 212 yards passing. Dak 278.
Oh, he's 20 yards away.
He's less than that.
18.
Zero line here.
Ooh! He's already missed 2 kicks tonight, and that was hugging
Yeah,
the left side.
it was Bob
Hard.
Huggins on the inside there.
Yeah.
McCarthy needs a new pullover. He swept through this last one.
He changed it at halftime. He's good.
All right, this one's pretty interesting. Seahawks at Colts. Carson Wentz expected to start.
Seahawks.
I think I'm going Seahawks as well.
I don't know, man. I'm just to be different. I'll take the Colts here. I'll take the Colts.
Who do you think's going to win?
I mean, realistically, if you're putting numbers to numbers, Seattle has a better chance of winning. But for some reason, in my heart of hearts, I feel like Carson Wentz is just going to come out and somehow Paris Campbell and Michael Pittman are going to become elite wide receivers in the NFL. I don't know.
All right. So far through 6 picks, we're the same with the Steelers, Bills, Vikings, Steelers, Bills, picking the Bills, Vikings, Bengals. All of us picked the Bengals. We all picked the Niners over the Lions. We all picked the Titans over the Cardinals. The only 2 games we're different on. We are different on the Eagles and the Falcons game. I've got the Eagles. You guys have the Falcons. And then on the Seahawks, Colts, me and Corey have the Hawks. You've got the Colts.
Oh, don't worry, Bobby. There's some parity coming up in this.
I know.
There's a lot of coin flips coming up, and I think the next one might be one of them. Chargers at the Washington football team.
Ooh, I'm taking the football team.
Give me LA. Give me LA and DC.
LA coming across the coast here to play in DC. I do think they're the better football team. Washington, by the way, favored by 1 point.
So that fits magic.
That said, I'm Washington's clearly got the better defense.
I'm picking defense in this game.
They are the better defense. This is a tough one. I'm going to go Washington football team. Next matchup, we got Jets at Panthers. Sam Darnold getting a shot at his old team at home. I think
That's just
I'm going Panthers.
Yeah, you have to in Charlotte.
I think the Panthers are going to surprise people this year. I think Sam Darnold is going to surprise people this year.
You think so?
I do think so. I think
we're all in
Having-
agreement here. I am always picking the guy who's playing his former team.
and the
100% because he's got something to prove.
he's got a prolific running back in Christian McCaffrey. They've got a solid wide receiver core, I would say. Is it DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, Terrence
Yep.
Marshall? They've got a solid wide receiver core there.
Yeah, offensively, the Panthers are way better, and I just don't think the defense of the Jets stacks against that offense very well.
Next one.
I don't know if Zach Wilson does it.
That's I don't know what I don't have a lot of high hopes for him. One of my lower rated quarterbacks coming out of this draft. But we'll see. I don't trust the Jets in general as an organization. So
That's smart.
Yeah, they haven't been great
They've hurt their fan base for
decades.
2 decades now.
how many kids do you think have parents that are Jets fans, but they're like, nah, I'm with the Giants, man?
Somewhere out there's people that are our age that are wearing Curtis Martin jerseys that have kids now, and they're trying to explain how Curtis Martin was so great for New York at that point in time.
Oh my god!
I mean, you could argue that the best quarterback that rolled through there in the past 20 years was Vinny Testaverde.
Mark Sanchez, man, AFC Championship game.
No, you can't argue Buck
AFC Championship game.
It was so hard for him to say that with a straight face.
Man, Tampa doing a really bad job of helping TB out right now. All right.
Say TB is not helping TB.
No, I say AB's not helping TB, but he had a 50-yard touchdown. All right, next one is a coin flip here, in my opinion. You got Jacksonville at the Texans. Jags favored by 3.
Oh, I'm going Jags all day.
Urban Meyer getting his first win as a head coach, according to Bobby.
The Texans are in absolute shambles.
So Tyrod Taylor is going to be their starter. Tyrod versus Trevor, maybe a little bit to be said there in regards to the vet that's been there versus the. Is Tom Brady getting an intentional grounding here? Versus the.
This might be the first time in NFL history we've seen that.
Versus the rookie in Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence. So both teams.
I will
have
say
head coaches.
I think, yeah, they called it. Wow, unbelievable. This is a first not only in the NFL but on this podcast. Tom Brady got called for intentional grounding.
There's Giovanni Bernard back there in pass pro.
But no, I think Tyrod Taylor's gotten a bad rap. He just hasn't had an opportunity anywhere he's been. He was in Buffalo when he was the only bright spot in Buffalo, and then he went to LA, got his lung punctured by the doctor.
Yeah,
And
that's ridiculous.
now he's taking over the Texans where Deshaun Watson and obviously that whole situation, and just they lost DeAndre, JJ Watt, like.
The real question is Houston worse off right now than they were when they became an expansion franchise?
Ooh.
So do we all have the Jags on this? We
Yeah.
added that.
Right. Yeah, I got the Jags.
Yeah.
So is Houston worse off now?
Then we're talking David Carr, right? He was their first pick.
Yeah.
They had the tackle from Jacksonville. I can't remember his name right now. His name starts with a B.
So here's the thing.
Left tackle.
The Texans have traded off massive assets for almost no return.
Right.
The Texans have traded off, well, first of all, they didn't trade J.J. Watt. If I'm not mistaken, he walked.
He walked.
They
He just walked away.
Hopkins he was traded for a second round pick or a fourth round pick or a combination of both of those things.
A refrigerator.
A refrigerator, like a washing machine, like fucking semi-pro.
Checking in.
As Woody Harrelson's on my TV right now in the commercial. But that said, they've also done a lot of damage to their reputation. There we go. There's the word. Reputation as an organization. Like what free agent wants to go to Houston? Whereas when they started, go ahead.
O'Brien, he was relieved of his duties last year, was very vocal about being happy that he was no longer a general manager and a coach in Houston, right? Because of the unsuccessful environment that Houston has created from their front office down, right? Even as a general manager, he wasn't really allowed to make any decisions. He was kind of just dealt the cards and said, hey, work with what you got. And,
sure.
You take away your number one target and don't really back up much of a running game besides having Lamar Miller and Duke Johnson. Like you're competing in a conference where you have to be able to relieve Deshaun Watson of some of his duties and run the ball 15 to 20 times a game at least, and he wasn't given that opportunity. So O'Brien was very vocal about being happy to be out of Houston. He would rather not have a job than be the coach in general.
Yeah, I mean, what is he gonna say though? What is he gonna this is you know what I'm saying? He's got to protect his image as well. I think there's a little bit of that. But I agree. I think that said, Houston has won more playoff games than the Bengals in the last decade.
You're right.
They've had some moments where they look like they could compete. I think they had some 11, 12 win seasons, if I'm not mistaken. So they've put together some decent teams in the past, but I just think all of that is all of that anymore is just no one cares about that anymore. All they think about right now is I wouldn't touch Houston with a 10-foot pole.
Sure.
So I think there's probably a little bit of a reset going off in Houston right now. I think there's a little bit of let's suck for a little while and just get some draft capital back because
pick.
Woohoo!
Uh-oh. So what's a little while though in Houston? Is that 2 years, 4 years?
I think you're gonna suck for 5 years. Okay.
Because you have to get at least 3 top 5 picks to rebuild.
And this is assuming that that Deshaun Watson doesn't play for Houston ever again. I don't know how they would get to the point where he would come back and be the starting quarterback for the Texans, but that's under that assumption.
Right.
So next game we got is Browns versus Chiefs. This is my AFC Championship preview.
Right. This is the best game of the week.
I think it is. I mean, this should be Sunday Night Football in my opinion.
This is definitely a coin flip.
They're in KC, so I'm taking the Chiefs.
I'm taking the Chiefs as well. I think they're just a better team in general.
I'm taking the Browns.
Wow.
You heard it here first.
Did.
I drop.
How much presence does Jadeveon Clowney have?
0.
Todd, you
let me rephrase it. 10% because he plays one of every 6 to 8 plays.
Todd, you've been listening to my show?
Well, no, I've just been watching football and I've watched it.
No, I know. I'm just kidding.
I mean, I consider him to be one of the largest waste of talent in the NFL because when he actually gives more than just a normal shit. He is the best athlete in the field, but he is so lazy that it's ruined his career.
Yeah, I think.
No, I think the Browns are going to surprise a lot of people this season, and I think it starts week 1. I think it starts week 1. And if the Browns do lose this game, it is going to be a close game, regardless.
Yeah, it's less than 5.5.
Yeah, I got the
That's the
Chiefs
spread,
by
right? 5.5.
I got the Chiefs by 5, but
I think the game that the Browns possess with a healthy Baker Mayfield and wide receiving core, I think that balance is going to absolutely rock the KC defense. Because we saw Tom Brady absolutely destroy the KC defense in the Super Bowl. So it is possible that the KC defense gets chewed up.
So you're saying Baker Mayfield has the ability to be as good as Tom Brady?
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying it is possible for the KC defense to fall apart.
No, I'm playing Colin Cowherd here.
I was going to say, is that Max Kellerman on the other side of this microphone over here? I've never heard
that. You're twisting my word.
I am.
I had no way, shape, or form said that Baker Mayfield was anywhere close to Tom.
I agree that the Browns are going to shock people this year. I don't agree that it's going to happen this week. I think what should happen on paper is going to happen. I think the Chiefs win, but with all the injuries that have happened to the Ravens over the last couple of weeks, with the Steelers, being a big question mark in terms of how are they going to protect Ben, and what does the defense look like, and obviously they've got weapons around there, but there's still some question marks, and then the Bengals still on the up, not really ready to take the division. I think the Browns take the division. It's their year. It's time. The Browns are going to win the AFC North. It's just, if I had to bet on it, that's where I'd put my money. So, I agree. The Browns are
Gronk in the end zone.
This is just ridiculous.
Rob Gronkowski looking like a wildcat frat boy right now.
A young man.
It's Tom Brady.
Did he throw a touchdown to Gronk?
Yeah.
Sorry, I completely missed that.
Yeah, Bob, you're doing just fine, bud.
No, I was checking notifications on my phone. I apologize.
Tom Brady's.
You got to remember, Bobby's running 2 streaming channels, so there's a lot of notifications on that phone.
Well,
He's a busy man.
You got Tom Brady at 248 yards still. So as long as he doesn't,
if he doesn't throw for 52 yards in the next quarter and a half,
what? Am I getting a prize?
No, you're not getting a prize. You just lose. You're not losing money. I mean, you're losing $10.
It was a $10 bet. I need Dak to
but
not have.
I'm gonna add some juice to this Browns Chiefs game.
Oh,
you want to throw a 6-pack on the line?
A 6-pack. Ooh. All right. Ohio beer and a Michigan beer. So if you have to send me Rheingeist if the Chiefs win, and I'll send you a Michigan beer of your choosing.
Shorts. I'm a big fan of Shorts Brewing.
Shorts.
I don't care.
Beers.
It's beer. I don't care.
It's true.
You can pick the Michigan beer.
Is this legal?
It has to be.
It's just 3 guys from Fairfield talking football. I think it's all right.
It's just a package. It's a care package.
We can meet at the border if need be.
I'll meet you in Bowling Green.
Now, I was going to say Perrysburg, but if you're willing to come down a little bit further south, I'm in.
Hey, that's my old stomping grounds, man.
That's right. You did go to BG.
I am a BG alumnus. I like it.
All right.
You heard it here first. I'm taking the Chiefs. Bob's taking the Browns. 6-pack of beer on the line. I love it.
All right, let's get it. God, I can't remember that time when I would ever put anything on the Browns.
You're rooting for the Browns on Sunday.
Just trying to make it spicy.
I like it. Dolphins, Patriots, and New England favored by 3.
It's got to be the Pats, right?
I'm going with the Fins here.
Ooh.
I am. I
think Bobby will go. Bobby's a big fan of Mac Jones. We've actually we talked about it on Tuesday a little bit, and we actually talked about it on the draft on Sunday. Bobby's all in on Mac Jones.
Well, he's also on my fantasy team. So
He's
I think the reason being, he beat out former MVP Cam Newton to
Stop.
start this year as a rookie. I don't think Cam Newton is what he was,
okay.
but the fact that Cam Newton, the fact that Bill Belichick came out and said Cam Newton gave us everything that he had, Cam Newton's in excellent shape. For those of you that haven't seen pictures of this guy recently, he's in absolutely incredible shape. So obviously physically he's fine, but I think decision making and just confidence wise, I think that's why Mac Jones ultimately got the position. This one's a toss up for me because I think the Dolphins are young. I think they've got a lot of talent. Oh, where's Cream Puff? Cream Puff, what you think?
So here's the thing. When it comes to the Cam Newton, there's two theories that I have about Cam Newton. One, he wanted to get out. He saw the writing was on the wall, and he wanted to get out of New England. So he purposefully messed up so he could get out of New England. I think that's BS. I don't buy into that. The second theory is that Cam Newton's a dumbass. I think that one is more logical. I think.
Well, as a Gator fan, you believe that, right? How many computers did he throw out of a window?
Didn't that happen at Auburn though?
No, that was when because he started at Florida, right?
He did. He left. He transferred once Tebow came.
Well, yeah, it wasn't a transfer though because he went to a JUCO.
Oh, he went to. I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, he was excused from his
I see.
collegiate level at
Josh, you're watching in the chat. Whatever you say goes. It's my pick. Dolphins at Pats.
So
Who do you got?
let Cam Newton at this point in the NFL, this is the second year that they've had COVID protocol. If you don't understand the COVID protocol, you're an idiot. That's just my opinion. Cole Beasley, Cam Newton, Jamison Crowder. You can continue to lump all these people. If you don't follow the rules, you have a multi-million-dollar salary on the line. If you don't know the rules for you to acquire that salary, you're an idiot. If you don't follow them, you're an idiot. That's just my opinion. Again, you have all of that money on the line. I would just follow the rules. However you feel about the whole situation with COVID, that's another thing. But just get that money. That's all I'm talking about. So.
Josh said the Pats, so my pick goes towards the Pats.
I like it. So
Cream Puff's the logical man.
We can throw another 6-pack on that one if you want to double down, Bob. But
I'm gonna keep it with one. I made a purchase this week that I have to live with now. So we're gonna keep it 1 6-pack.
So Cam decided to not follow the rules. Mac got a chance in the preseason game. Mac Jones shined. Yeah, that means that Mac Jones looked good in preseason. Am I ready to say that Mac Jones is easily going to be the best rookie quarterback this year? I'm not ready to say that yet. I think I need to watch a few games that matter first. Is what I was trying to get to in a round.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
But why I'm taking the Dolphins is I believe in Brian Flores. I think he is.
I really do like him as a coach.
Probably one of the best young coaches in football right now. The method that the Dolphins have utilized in building that team of acquiring massive amounts of draft capital is very exciting. You see the Jets doing the exact same thing right now. The Jets are stockpiling draft picks right now. And it's smart. It's smart. And I think that over the last couple of seasons, you've seen the Dolphins take a couple of steps. It's just the only question that they really have right now is Tua. They don't know who their quarterback is. So
that was going to be my next question to you: do you believe in Tua or not?
I don't. At the beginning of the season, before the draft, you're kicking around Tua or Burrow. I wanted Burrow. If they took Tua, I would have been happy still because I thought we were getting a really good prospect. I leaned Burrow because of the performance that Burrow had. Less injury concerns, that's kind of ironic now, but that was kind of the the comparison between the two. Now, after a couple of a season in the league, I'm much more confident with the Bengals taking Joe Burrow than I am with Tua Tagovailoa.
I agree with you.
Todd, where did you go? Pats or Fins? Did you say
He went
Pats?
Pats.
Yeah, okay. We have, I believe, what is the Fox game of the week, and Aaron Rodgers taking on famous Jameis Winston in the New Orleans Saints.
You
Which
got
I
to take
think
Green Bay.
that game is going to happen in Jacksonville, is what I've heard.
Yes, Jacksonville. Do you know why it's being played in Jacksonville?
Because
I
New
don't.
Orleans
Can
doesn't
somebody
have
enlighten me?
power.
Well, yes. Besides the no power situation.
I do know. Because New Orleans gets to decide where the game is being played, and I think Aaron Rodgers has a losing record, if not a defeated record, within the state of Florida.
That's part of it. The second part of it is that from Milwaukee to Jacksonville was the most expensive flight from their 3 stadium options. That was what New Orleans thought of when they picked that game, when they picked Jacksonville.
And that's Sean Payton 100 million% doing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's sitting
So
in that
it was-
boardroom meeting like,
Yeah.
well, how can we make him spend the most money?
Right. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. So
Uh,
a guy I work with is a Packers fan, and he walks in with this article from a Milwaukee newspaper, and it's this journalist from Milwaukee that's covered the Brewers and the Packers for 30 years. And he's comparing flight prices through all these stadiums, right? 2 days prior to them selecting a stadium. Like, well, if they pick this stadium, it's $45 more. But if it's this one in Jacksonville, it's $95 more. Well, New Orleans front office read the article and they're like, well, let's go to Jacksonville.
yeah.
Right?
Why not?
Let's make Packers fans pay the most to get here.
I
Which
like it.
is maybe it's brilliant. Maybe Aaron Rodgers comes out and plays with a vengeance. I don't know. He's just upset.
I mean, I have absolutely zero faith in. Is Jameis Winston going to put
Touchdown.
up like?
Dak Prescott touchdown pass.
Yeah, there goes my bet.
Amari Cooper.
Again. That's 10
Amari.
catches, right?
Bobby, you just
Under
need to get Amari Cooper on your fantasy team and then just talk shit about him because he does really.
He's not top 15, but I'll put him on my roster.
And
He's
Dak is now over 330 yards passing. You know what's interesting is comparing the two quarterbacks right now, Dak and Tom Brady. You would say Dak is having the better game, and you'd be right. Dak with a 105 quarterback rating. Tom Brady, though, with a 99. It's not that far apart in terms of QBR.
You know what? If Greg Zuerlein doesn't miss that field goal, they're going to be winning after this extra point.
If he doesn't miss the other extra point, too,
Oh
right?
my gosh, he almost shanked that left.
Yeah.
They would be up.
He's
4.
missed
They'd
2
be up
field
4.
goals.
Yeah, they would have 4 extra
5.
points. They'd be up 2.
They'd have 5 points. He's missed an extra. Wait, no. So he's missed 2 field
He
goals.
missed that. He's missed 2. I thought he missed an
Yeah.
extra point and a field goal.
Extra
Did
points.
he miss 3 kicks?
Goals. Yeah, he's missed 2 field goals and an extra point.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that's 7 points. Yeah.
Wow,
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm 5.
unreal. All right, so Packers Saints. We kind of got off topic here. Who we got?
It's all right. I got Packers.
Yeah, I after the offseason antics of Jameis Winston and his unique training practices.
Dude, that was
I'm
the
going Packers.
funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. It's just
How many picks is famous Jameis throwing in week 1?
Over under. I'm gonna say 3.
So 2.5 is the line.
Yeah.
2.5's the line. I'm going over that line.
Yeah, I'm going over 2.5 for sure. Yeah.
Let's do double or nothing. I'll add in a 6-pack
Oh,
to take under.
okay. So how does this work? If I hit, if me and Bobby are right, you owe us both one. But if you hit,
Yep.
we both owe you one.
That's right.
All right, done.
Yeah, totally. I'm only in for 1. You're in for 2 here, Todd. Well, now we're all in for 2. I like.
We're all in.
Yeah,
for
you're
two.
all in for 2.
We're
I
all in
like
for
it.
two.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
everybody's in for 2.
I like it.
You got to give me bells though. You got to give me bells too hard.
Deal. So, yeah, that's the thing I was gonna say about Jameis is like he might put up like video game numbers, but he's not gonna win a lot of games.
Where do you stand on Marquez Callaway?
He's on my fantasy team.
I actually just picked him up off the way.
I drafted him in every single league. I am fully bought into him.
Yep, I picked him up off the waiver wire in my work league because he wasn't available.
He's starting. He's starting for me this week.
Yeah, he's starting for me in 3 of 5.
Yep. No, I went waiver wire searching.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you did get him in Josh's league because I drafted him.
You drafted? Yeah, I didn't get him in your league, but I picked him up my work league.
Yeah.
Not only is he a starter, he's my wide receiver too,
Yeah. I'm fully bought into him.
right behind T. Higgins.
T. Higgins is your number 1 wide receiver.
Oh yeah.
All right.
This is my dynasty team. I just lay it out
Okay.
for you. I got
That's different.
Yeah, it is. I got Russ as my QB. I got Saquon and Aaron Jones, T. Higgins, Callaway, and Galladay, Darren Waller and Kyle Pitts, and Evan McPherson as my kicker.
All right.
Got to get my Gator Bengal, man. I got to get my
Yeah.
Gator Bengal.
All
That's fair.
right, what's the next game?
We got Broncos at MetLife taking on the G-Men.
That's the shittiest game of the week.
It might be. I got the Giants.
Yeah. I think Daniel Jones has at least an above average year with Gallagher or with
So-
Galladay.
Exactly. It's like Daniel Jones or Teddy Bridgewater. Who wins that matchup? Who
Daniel Jones.
Okay. Melvin Gordon or Saquon Barkley.
Saquon
Barkley.
by a lot.
Exactly. So I mean, while defense does win championship, offense wins games. I mean, you kind of saw it with. I guess you'd say defense lost them the championship would be Kansas City, but Tampa absolutely ran up and down the field on Kansas City. So I feel like the league is getting a lot more offensive focused over the last few years, particularly with the way they call penalties. Would you agree?
Yeah. I'm very interested to see. Well, it's gonna depend on Galladay and Barkley actually being consistently healthy,
Yeah.
right? That's going to be a big part of it.
Are you talking about season long projections or?
Yes,
Yeah. So it looks
because
like-
Daniel Jones, although I don't think that he is into like a top 12 list, has the ability to put up above average numbers, and he just needs the right targets. I don't think Sterling Shepard has ever been the answer for him.
no,
Right,
Yeah,
so-
they had to go get Galladay because it's a ridiculous notion that he's going to be your number one. It's just not going
Right.
to true.
But that's what they've done for him, right? For the last 2 years, Sterling Shepard's been his best target.
Right.
That's not fair. So I think you bring Galladay in, see what Daniel Jones is capable of. He can clearly run the ball less than 75 yards without falling.
Yep.
So then
Until
So
this
soon.
moment, until this moment right here, I had completely forgotten that had happened.
you're welcome.
That's
We
amazing.
were watching that live. Bobby and I were watching that together at my townhouse with my wife, and my wife watched him fall and goes, "Oh gosh, did somebody hit him?" Nope, he just fell.
that old turf monster got him.
Yeah. So he just tripped over his feet. He got a little too far ahead of himself.
Bob, who'd you take on that one?
We all got the Giants.
We all got the Giants. Bears, Rams. I got Stafford and the Rams.
That could be the biggest blowout of the week.
You know what? It could be, but would you just be like, yep, that makes sense if like Dalton just pulled it out of his ass and like Stafford just shriveled in his first game?
I could here it could go. You're right. It could go one of two
We've
ways.
got a new version of Andy Dalton this year. He's wearing a face mask this year.
Oh, he's got a
He's
beard
wearing-
and a
He's
visor.
wearing one of those. So he's not Andy Dalton anymore. He's no longer. He is blossomed into Randy Dalton.
It's Andrew.
Andrew. he's buttoned the top button of his collared shirt, grown out a fully well-groomed beard,
Yeah,
and can run a West Coast offense properly this time.
just look out. Look
No,
out. Look out.
I still think the Rams
Eligible
take
women
that.
in the Chicago area. Andrew Dalton is walking down the
So-
Michigan Mile.
Let's talk about Allen Robinson for a second. Is that one of the most underutilized athletes in the NFL?
I feel bad for him.
Right.
His
So,
quarterbacks have been fucking Blake Bortles, Mitch Trubisky, and Andy Dalton.
Yes. So look at the numbers that Allen Robinson has been able to produce with below average quarterbacks. Imagine him in a average offense.
Question:
Who-
Have
who-
there ever been a like competent number 2 wide receiver, or has he always been like the guy?
Well, they had Brandon Marshall was there, right?
But was it Brandon? Was it?
That was
he?
That was old Brandon Marshall.
Yeah, he's old, older. I don't know. I don't really know who they had in Jacksonville. Obviously, they had Leonard. Fournette.
They had who's that other receiver in Jacksonville they had outside of Allen Robinson? They had one who was a big draft pick. His name is escaping me.
I can't-
Blackman from Oklahoma State.
Yeah,
that
Justin Blackman.
that excused himself out of football after 3 years.
yeah,
He was supposed to be great.
he was.
He was great. Justin Blackman was one of the best athletes in the NFL, and he was just an idiot.
Shame.
So we all got the Rams on this one.
Yeah, I think we all got the Rams in that one. But like I said, would we be shocked?
So,
Stafford
I'm-
struggled and Dalton flourished.
so I'm looking at
I think that is a definite yes.
I'm looking at Chicago's depth chart, right, for wide receivers.
Yeah.
Darnell Mooney is their number 2. And Marquise Goodwin is their number 3. So it's Allen Robinson, who is a true corner wide receiver,
Yeah,
and then
number
2
1.
slot wide receivers, and then David Montgomery. That's their next best available option. And then Tariq Cohen, who is also a running back.
Nah. I mean, Dalton flourishes when he has a competent, like a decent offensive line and weapons. You know, we saw it in 2015. He was an MVP candidate. Andy Dalton was an MVP candidate. That's an asinine statement. We've got one more game.
Yep.
Ravens versus Raiders. That's a tough one. You know, is Le'Veon Bell going to start for the Ravens?
Yeah, I mean, I think with the injury to Gus Edwards, I think this game has a much bigger question mark on it than it would have previously.
I agree.
I mean, you got Josh Jacobs out there with Derek, and Josh Jacobs is a monster.
And they also have Kenyon Drake.
Yeah, they got Kenny Drake and they got Darren Waller.
Yep.
It's just the Raiders are stacked offensively. You know, can the Ravens defense compete? Can Lamar Jackson step up and add? You know, I mean, obviously Lamar Jackson has the wheels to add 100 yards to that running game.
Who's their?
Easily.
They got Henry Ruggs, I think, is their wide receiver.
Yes.
Ruggs is on, yeah, and then they have Hunter Renfrow. That's right.
Yes. Hunter Renfrow.
Yep. And then whereas the Ravens, you're looking at like Mark Andrews. Is Hollywood Brown out? Is he hurt?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. So you got Brown, you got Andrews, you got Lamar.
Mike Evans got a target, just dropped
Yeah.
it.
Wow. Thanks, Mike. Mike Evans.
We need to see the replay on that. It might have been deflected. Nope, he dropped it.
Just an abysmal 2.5 points for Mike Evans tonight. And guess who
Yeah.
I'm going against? Antonio Brown.
He was balling
It was deflected a little bit.
a little, but not enough for it to impact him catching that ball.
What's the rule? You touch
If
it,
it hits your hands.
you catch it. That's right. Oh, big drop.
You know what? I got to give some major props to Drew Brees. What did Drew Brees say at the beginning of this game?
Those are close game.
He said it was going to be a close game. Everybody was projecting a blowout. Drew Brees is like, I think the Bucs are going to win, but it's going to be a much closer game than everybody thinks.
Yeah,
And it is 26-28 right now.
it's a good football game. Kind of some sloppy.
Who's the last good Boilermaker after Drew Brees?
Oh my
Drew
god.
Brees.
Curtis Painter.
Is he
Right.
after him?
He was after him.
All right. Ravens and Raiders. Todd, what are your thoughts?
Ravens. I think even without running back 1, 2, and 3. So the Ravens have signed, or at least practiced, Latavius Murray, Le'Veon Bell, and Devonta Freeman in the last 8 hours, 10 hours.
Sign them all. You're gonna need them.
Sign them all.
I
then you have-
still think I think I'm gonna go with the Ravens as well. It's gonna be a close game, but I think the
Do
Ravens.
you take the Raiders?
You know what? Just for sake of being devil's advocate here, I'm going to go with the Raiders.
That's fair. I mean, I did it with
No,
Carson
it's-
Wentz, right? I believe in one North Dakota State Bison. So that's fair.
I think I mean I'm very close to go on Raiders on that one just because I just think it'd be difficult for somebody to just come in and get the offense. You know what I mean? They're gonna
Who does Derek Carr have to throw to besides Waller and Renfro?
Henry Ruggs.
Oh, Ruggs, that's right.
Yeah, we
That's right.
had we had
That's
discussed
right.
that while you were using the facilities.
I forgot they drafted him last year. Underutilized last year though, right? Like he had like 1 or 2 games where he had like plus 100 yards, but that was really it.
Yeah, he didn't really do anything too surprising.
So those are our pick 'em. Bobby, feel free to
Yeah, I'll go ahead and recap.
or roast me next week when I get all of them wrong.
Oh no, I'm excited to see how this turns out. Honestly.
I can't wait to get a 6-pack of Bell's Two Hearted. They can't. They're not around in Columbus. For what it's worth, I can't find it anywhere.
Really?
Yeah, doesn't exist.
Well, I can't get any Rheingeist up here, which is just criminal. But
I guess that's what. So what's you want some truths?
I think that's the move.
That's fair. Greg, thanks for liking the video. Go Greg Smith. and
Greg
David Dew.
Smith liking the video.
Greg Smith and David Dew popping in. You guys are awesome. Appreciate you guys. So recap. Eagles versus the Falcons. I've got the Eagles. Corey and Todd have the Falcons. Steelers, Bills. We all three went with the Bills. Vikings, Bengals. All three took the Bengals. 49ers. I can't even read my own handwriting.
All
We
three
all
of
took
us
the
took
Niners.
49ers.
All three of us took the Niners. Doesn't matter who the other team is.
It's the Lions. But
It's the
It's the
Lions.
Lions. That
It's
is an
the
L.
Lions.
That is an L, not a C.
Somebody on Corey's stream right now just threw up all over themselves when he said
Yeah, rough night.
Cards versus the Titans. We all took the Titans. Seahawks, Colts. We were split on that. Myself and Corey took the Hawks. Todd took the Colts. Chargers football team. Todd took the Chargers. Corey and I were on the other side of that. We all three went with the Panthers. All three went with the
Jags.
Jags. That says Jays. That is not a full G.
Vladdy Jr.'s not playing football on Sunday.
No, he's not. He could though.
He's a big boy. He could.
Browns, Chiefs. I got the Browns. They got the Chiefs. Dolphins, Pats. Corey's got the Dolphins. We've got the Pats. Packers, Saints. We all went with Packers. We all have the Giants. We all have the Rams. And then we're split on the last game, which is Ravens, Raiders. Corey and Todd have the Ravens, and myself, I took the Raiders. We'll see how this works out. Should we do like a season-long pick 'em?
Sure. I'm in.
Whoever has the best record.
Ooh. Okay. Who or whoever has the worst record. Do we?
All right, here's the deal. Worst record. There's it's like fantasy football. You get like a T-shirt.
All right, I'm game. So game.
It's like a pink unicorn T-shirt. You got to wear it for the first podcast for the 2022 season.
And I think best record gets to pick it.
That's fair.
All right, done.
Virtual handshake. We're all in on that.
All right.
Here,
So,
I'll come off stream.
there you go. Yeah. So live betting right now, we got Dallas plus 4.5.
Wow. What's the so obviously it's plus 4.5. What's the payout on that?
It's actually plus 116.
Dude, we don't
So-
have live betting here in Ohio.
Bet $1, win $1.16. Which it's good odds. Anytime you get positive odds.
All of it's legal in Michigan. We don't get the
All of
luxuries
it.
of that.
I could play roulette right here if I wanted to. It's just
You could.
you're just lighting money on fire at that point. But so I do still have one of my other bets I made at the beginning of the evening was Tampa by 1 to 13 points. $5 bet pays out $12. I thought it was a great bet. 1 to 13. The spread was what, like 8.5 going into the night.
8.5.
I got an extra like 5 points, give or take, 4.5 points on that.
Yeah, I mean you got to make that happen 100%.
Yeah. So as long as Tampa wins this one, I come out. Basically, as long as I win by less than 14 points, I come out even from my loss on my amazing parlay that Dak Prescott ruined. I'll never forgive him for.
You know what? I'm proud. I'm proud of Dak and the way that he's come out tonight.
What's your thing with Dak? You've been hyping him up over the last you
just like having to recover from a knee injury myself and having the confidence to come out after what he did to his ankle and just purely just come out with the straight confidence, standing in the pocket, taking hits. Like it's just for me, I admire it. Like it gives hope for guys that have really serious injuries to come back with some confidence. Just like Alex Smith last year, when he came back after his incredible injury and recovery, to even just stand in the pocket and throw a ball. That's just unbelievable.
Was Dax even on the same? I'm literally coming from a place of ignorance. Was his even on the same level as Alex Smith's injury?
No way.
No,
not even
Alex
close.
Smith is one of the worst sports injuries of all time.
Right. That's what my understanding was. And so when you're putting them kind of in that,
I'm just saying, like same vein, gross injury, like just having the courage to even step back on a football field with any amount of confidence, like it just blows my mind.
Yeah. I think the variance is you're talking about a young guy who was really trying to find his stride and get into the prime of his career, and you're thinking that a broken ankle like that could really be a derailer, right? He's come out tonight and played really nice.
Well, yeah, and the thing with Dak last year was that it was a contract year for him.
And he still got paid.
So he put his body on the line, and then it was just a question mark for weeks.
Yeah.
And God bless Jerry Jones for being the man that he is and having the faith in Dak to still be able to come back and do it.
you might be the first person to ever
stem
say,
cell
God
research.
bless Jerry Jones.
But like how many other owners, GMs would do that?
I think there's something to be said about that. I think that's a fair point. I think Dak.
I would have some question marks if I saw a dude holding his leg and his ankle was facing his face. You know what I mean? Like I'm not going to give this guy $80 million.
No,
or whatever they paid him.
I honestly think Dak was kind of a jerk off for not taking the initial offer. If you don't remember, Dak was offered the second most money ever.
What a catch!
That was an amazing catch by Gronk. Dak was offered the second largest contract ever in the history of football, and he said no because he wanted an extra year on it.
Right.
So they did offer him a lot of money. He said no, and I thought he was kind of a jackass for doing that. Because I don't know. I mean, he wanted Patrick Mahomes. You're not Patrick Mahomes. I'm sorry, you're not.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. I think honestly, I think Cowboys, upper management handled the situation very well, and Dak handled it
Sure,
poorly.
I agree. I think they did right by him. I think he owes them now everything, and I think he wants to make their what was that, Tom? He wants to
Wow.
yeah,
He
that
was
was
fall. He's fallen. He still hit Fournette.
and Fournette said that's mine. If they throw
He
a
still got
flag
his
on that, I'm
LSU
done.
pads on, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody caught that. He's still got the purple and gold underneath that
That's awesome.
red and white.
So they've been saying that the taunting is going to be a thing. Look at Tom Brady, man.
44 years old, he's still making circus throws.
It's because of all the water he drinks.
It's all that
alkaline.
That alkaline diet.
So
That's all that raw broccoli.
it's just insane. No, I think Dak now probably feels a sense of like I need to give this organization something back. Give them all of me going forward. Is that my Bowling Green man? It sure is. Scotty Miller from
Yeah, it is. Scotty Miller.
the Bowling Green State University. Grad transfer to Alabama National Championship.
He had to throw that subliminal comment in there.
What? Nobody heard anything else. Does he introduce himself as Scotty Miller, Bowling Green State University, or does he introduce himself as Scotty Miller, University of Alabama?
We didn't hear the intros.
I'm genuinely curious. What I would rep that Mac school all day. I mean, you spent 4 years.
I think you have to, right?
4 years at Bowling Green, 1 year at Bama.
You got to be a Falcon at least for some intros.
Talons up, baby. Hey, Mike Evans
Gotta
caught a
rep that,
football.
That brown and orange.
What awful colors. My alma mater. Just horrendous color scheme.
You know what? At least they're not named after a men's rollerball team.
They're not named
Roller
after
derby.
what?
Men's roller derby. So when I don't know how familiar you are with the Indians' name changed to the Guardians.
Oh, I'm familiar that it happened.
Yeah, so there was actually a professional men's roller derby team in Cleveland called the Guardians.
Oh, my.
So when the Indians tried to take the domain name of clevelandguardians.com, it was already taken. So they had to pay royalties to a men's roller derby team to the sum of $275,000.
Say that number again.
275,000
Good for them.
to a men's roller derby team.
All because somebody didn't type into Google Cleveland Guardians.
That's fantastic. They should have got more.
I agree. That should have been.
We
that
actually-
should have been
so
seven figures.
Well, we had the
Multi-million.
podcast. Yeah, well, when we had the podcast, that's exactly what I said. I said that's a multi-million-dollar deal for these guys.
Their nuts would have been roasting on the open fire like it was Christmas time. Like, let's go, boys. Pony.
I mean, they had Tom Hanks come in and do their intro. If Tom Hanks comes in and does that, I am literally going for at least. I'm going for 8 figures. Honestly, I'm going for 10 million minimum. Because I mean, this is a name they're going to be sticking with for a long time.
Probably forever of the franchise.
Yeah,
Baseball teams don't change. their
name
name.
changes don't happen often
No.
with little weight.
unless,
even-
communism is prevalent,
Thanks, Joseph.
and then the Reds change to the Red Stockings.
Have you seen what's your opinion on what's Washington going to change their name to?
I like the Red Wolves. I like that a lot.
I like the Red Wolves too.
The Washington Red Wolves. I think that's just cool. I hate anything involving like the Capitals or like the Senators or like
I'm a huge fan of the pigskins
I like the hogs. I like that.
or the
here-
hogs because they
here's-
already have the hogs. Like that's just a staple in DC.
Right.
Yes.
There,
Yep.
something pig related. Like
Reference to
Yeah.
the 1970s Washington Redskins offensive line.
Yep.
I think personally, leave it as the Washington Redskins. However, you change the mascot to a Redskin potato. That's it. You're just the Washington Redskins, and your mascot is
And
just a fucking
there's a space?
potato.
and you're just red potatoes.
You're just
The
the
red
potato.
potatoes are delicious, by the way.
Washington
Love red
Redskins, and it's just a potato. And then and then everyone's just like, "Oh fuck, they got us."
I just
That's right.
imagine Chase Young, right, like 5-6 years into his career, has no back tattoo, and it's just a big ass red Idaho potato right there on the square of his back.
Hell yeah!
Oh, fumble into the end zone. Dallas gets it. Oh my god, they're
So
gonna.
here's
take
a
it
hot
out.
here's a hot take from Greg Smith. Antonio Brown is still in his prime.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, Tom Brady made Randy Moss look like he was still in his prime too, though. Let's be sure about let's be clear. Like he has Tom Brady, and there's also two other wide receivers on that team that are very, very, very good and demand a lot of respect from defenses. Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Not to
Who
take
just
anything
fumbled.
away from. Yeah, you guys didn't see this fumble. Not to take anything away from Antonio Brown. He's had a hell of a night. I'm not ready to say he's still in his prime yet, as he fumbles the ball into the end zone and Dallas scoops it up and takes it back. Looks like an
As-
injured player on the.
As Matt graduates, we have to all appreciate Antonio Brown. Just a hair there, right?
Yeah, I think
He's Chippewa.
he is a chip. I think he was a. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is he a Brian Kelly prospect? I think
He was
Brian-
post Brian Kelly.
Okay, so then was he Will? No, Will McElwain went to there after Florida. Never mind. Are you sure
He
he was
was-
post Brian Kelly?
I'm pretty sure. I think he was there when. Who was the left-handed quarterback from Central Michigan that signed with the Bengals?
What?
Fever?
Who?
Is his name Fever?
Oh, is it like
See, now he knows what I'm talking about.
Brett Lefevre or something like that? Or,
Brett Lefevre.
yeah.
Yeah.
So was that wasn't Brian Kelly either? Is what you're saying?
I don't think so. I think Brian Kelly was gone by then.
Hmm.
I think Brian Kelly was at UC by then.
That's a look it up kind of thing. Where's our producer? Why isn't he looking this up?
That's what I'm doing right now.
We just need to get like a kid.
In the meantime, Josh said the Washington Sentinels bring back Falco.
Yes. So that's why I was going to say they can't do the Sentinels or the Senators or something like that because it's replacements.
Yeah,
Well, that's already happened too. The Senators were the
no, the
Washington
Sen-
professional
the
baseball
Sen-
team.
The Sentinels are
Oh,
based off the
Sentinels.
movie.
I'm sorry, Sentinels.
What
So-
was the XFL team name?
That's a great question. Yeah, so Antonio Brown was at Central Michigan from 07 to 09. So Kelly was already at UC by then.
Yeah. So when did Kelly leave Central though? Did he recruit Antonio Brown?
He was before that. Kelly was gone by, yeah, he was, well, maybe so. So to verify, Kelly was at Central Michigan from 04 to 06. So he could have recruited AB.
Yeah. Well, if he was there till 06 and AB started in 07, he had to have recruited him, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I knew there was a connection there. I didn't know if they were on the same.
That was an incredible reach. You're just on the top end of the rafter, just pulling on all the way down.
Here's a fun piece of trivia for everybody. That's something that I saw to that. What was the last game that John Madden ever called?
It wasn't a Super Bowl.
Nope.
I'm assuming it was probably a Sunday night football game with Al Michaels.
Oh, you're both already wrong.
Oh, okay. So it was Monday Night Football.
It was a Thursday night game.
Nope.
It wasn't football.
It was a Super Bowl.
It was a Super Bowl. Was okay.
Was it a Steelers Super Bowl?
Fucking Steelers, Seahawks,
You've got one of the teams right.
Steelers, Cardinals.
Last game John Madden ever
gotta
called
throw up.
in the booth. I saw that today, and I was just like, "Oh, that's a really neat piece of trivia. I'm gonna drop that tonight on the stream."
Oh, John. He's like, after this time, I've had enough.
Poor Larry Fitzgerald.
But what a wonderful game! What a wonderful last game to call.
What a wonderful game we got tonight. Dallas with 2:32 and the ball, all 3 timeouts. They're on the
Ooh.
36. Ooh, that's an incomplete pass. That's an incomplete pass.
Yeah, there's no way that's gonna stand. Yep. Yeah, we're getting down to the wire here.
I know. I got Tampa in my pick 'em. They're not my survivor, but I got them. I got like 10 points on them, and I got
I'm not mad though. Tom Brady's got 35 points. Starting
Yeah,
quarterback in my standard league. Cannot be upset.
I'm just getting.
And
bent
my
on.
opponent has Greg Zerline as his kicker, so I can't be upset about that either.
What does he have? Like
He's missed a
-1
field goal or he's missed extra points.
Giovanni Bernard with 0 points on my bench. Disappointing.
I want Dallas to come down and score so Tom Brady has to zing another touchdown. That's ideal.
Now you're just
right
getting
now.
greedy, Bob.
I am getting greedy. But there we go. First down. He's out of bounds. 2:17 left.
Uh-oh.
Oh, they're gonna hit him for a late hit too.
Flag. That's not a late hit on. No. That's coming back. Well, at least the
Holding.
guy's.
You called it.
Yeah.
McCarthy looks like that he drank 30 beers last night and he had to coach a football game.
He does, doesn't he? He just looks like he's
Yes.
like
Completely distraught.
he's just
You know who also
dehydrated.
looks like death today is Chris Collinsworth.
Yeah. So did you see that,
I did.
Corey?
No, I've been looking
Chris
at your beautiful
Collinsworth
faces.
looks like he's aged 8 years and 1 year.
COVID.
Put a hurt
2020,
on him.
2020 was the equivalent of 8 years, apparently, for Chris Collinsworth.
It's bad, dude. I feel bad for him.
I love Chris Collinsworth. He sells the shit out of those Cadillacs.
Good old Margot Cadillac.
Oh, yeah. Oh. You got to just jump offside. Even if you're the running back and you see that guy do that, just jump. Get 5 free yards.
Yeah, they call it. Oh, you can't spike it. It's third down. You're gonna go. You're running.
No,
Go 2 minute.
2-minute warning. 3 timeouts. This is an eternity. This is the part of the game that lasts forever. I'm gonna go get another beer. I'm gonna be able to finish it. It's just not.
Oh,
even
for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. No, this has actually been a really, really, really nice game to watch tonight. I'm glad that it's been as close as it's been. I think everybody, including myself, was definitely expecting a blowout. We're expecting the Bucks to absolutely dominate the Cowboys. And Dak
All
and the
these
Cowboys have really come
seltzers.
out tonight.
purging my fridge of.
The Cowboys have actually been able to make this a very nice game.
You know what?
To a lot of our surprise.
I got them at 11-6 this year, and I feel good about that after this game.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely having a strong showing tonight. I think, they've definitely surprised me today. I did not picture them coming out, putting this kind of a fight up against Tampa Bay to where they would actually be in the game. Last 5 minutes.
I've been surprised at how bad their pass defense has, Tampa's.
Yeah, the Tampa defense is really not really showing up today. 'Cause, granted they're still winning. They've made some stops, but they haven't been as dominant as I thought they were going to be.
And Zeke Elliott continues to underwhelm. He did
Very
that,
underwhelming.
he did that last year too. And I don't know. I've expected more out of him over the
No,
last couple of seasons.
Yeah, I would completely agree with that. Obviously after Dak went out last year, Zeke had to carry a lot of the weight. It was all on him. But
He had less than 1,000 yards last year too.
yeah, even when Dak was in the lineup last year, he wasn't great.
But when he went out, it was just like, which is weird, right? Like when your quarterback, well, I guess, because like as a defense, you're just like, all right,
You
well,
just collapse on him,
yeah.
stack the box, and he's done.
All right. So I had a coworker of mine text me, so you guys will appreciate this. She is her husband is a Cowboys fan, and she texted
No
me and
one's
was
perfect.
like, and she said, "Is this Cowboys kicker really bad?"
What did you say?
And I texted her back and just said, "No, he's one of the best kickers of the current in the NFL right now."
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Greg's Erline has been extremely consistent.
She's like, "Well, he's missed
Oh, shit.
missed a lot of key kicks."
Oh wow.
Oh,
Oh
shit.
shit! Is that CeeDee Lamb?
Yeah, he's all over the place, man. They
They
can't.
said
stop
they
him.
said CeeDee Lamb was going to have a great season.
Corey, what do you stand on UC joining the Big 12?
I love it.
It does nothing but build a better franchise for Fickle down the.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
UC.
now they have a legitimate chance to contend for the playoff spot. You know what I mean?
Right, and you can actually grab 5 stars.
Exactly. You're in the Big 12. You're going to be playing, maybe Oklahoma and Texas every year, but you're going to be competing in a championship game where if you win it, if you run the table, go undefeated, and win that championship, you should probably be in the playoff. And
Right.
I think what the Big 12 needs to do is I don't think the Big 12 is done. I think the Big 12 needs to go get Boise State. I think the Big 12 needs to go get BYU. I think they need to continue to add these teams that are good and the teams that are better than the conferences they are currently in. Obviously UC is that. I think Memphis falls into that category.
Yeah, because Memphis is a high-scoring, very powerful offense.
Not only that, think about basketball. Think about the Big 12 in basketball. With
Right.
UC, with Memphis, BYU is a solid addition in terms of basketball. Boise State obviously didn't give a shit about their basketball team, but I think there's another team that is already in a Power 5 conference that would be a good addition to the Big 12, and that would be Louisville. I think Louisville would be a good addition to the Big 12.
So leave the ACC and go to the Big 12?
Yeah.
So every sport except for baseball makes sense. So Louisville is a
Sure.
consistent top 5 every year in baseball.
Where's the money though?
Look, I hear you. I hear you on that.
Yeah.
But
there's no money.
they
in
still
college
they still
baseball.
make their money in football in the ACC though.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
they still get
yeah.
those guys to come in.
Yeah, and they get a
And
bigger
in
TV
basketball
deal.
too. So you got to think they're coming off of sanctions of basketball too, right?
Yeah.
So they're still dealing with suspensions and lack of scholarships. Chris Mack will very easily turn that into a top 20 program in 2 years. So I could see them joining the Big 12. It only makes sense in football.
And it makes more sense for the Big 12 than it does for Louisville, is what I'm
Right.
hearing from you.
Yeah.
But Memphis,
Because-
UC, Boise State, and BYU, I think would be excellent additions to the Big 12. I think you need to get rid of some of these other other teams that are in your conference.
Arlo, what do you think? I don't care, Bob. Whatever you think.
He's uncomfortable being away from Texas.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do.
No, I think it's fantastic. It's great. I think so. Does that take effect next season or the season after?
It'll be 2024.
Okay.
because Texas and Oklahoma don't leave. Or no,
Are they going to leave?
I mean, they'll very likely leave and join the SEC. That's where it's at right now.
So this very may well come down to a Greg Zuerlein kick.
That's what I'm thinking, and I'm hoping Greg Zuerlein shanks it.
Bad
That's
pass.
My opponent has Greg Zuerlein, and with the way that tonight's gone, it would not be exactly surprising.
It's going to be a Zeke touchdown, and I'm going to get every single thing in my bet except for the passing yards.
Zeke hasn't even been on the field a lot in the second half. It's been
Really
Pollard
hasn't.
on the field a lot in the second half.
Look at Byron.
The one thing I can say is that it's really nice to be watching football again.
Oh my God, it's just staying up way too late, drinking too many beers. It's beautiful.
I go to work tomorrow, dragging major ass.
Yep,
Not gonna care.
don't care.
See, you boys got to work a retail schedule where you can have a Friday off every once in a while.
Yeah, that's
All right,
that's
so
not my life anymore.
couple of big top 25 matchups. And next week in college football, while we're on the topic here, Oregon going to the Shoe and taking on the Buckeyes. Buckeyes, though, a 14.5-point favorite. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the Buckeyes. I think the Buckeyes are gonna roll.
You think
They
they're coming back with a vengeance?
I mean, week one's tough for everybody. You know, shout out to Appalachian State. But yeah, I just
Zeke nowhere near the first down.
no, not
Wow.
close.
Flag on the play. Is it going to be a low high, like a roughing the passer going too low on back here?
Holding.
Wow.
Ooh.
They've called a lot of holding tonight, which is surprising. You didn't really see that as much last year.
Is this the replacement guard?
Yeah. Their center is a replacement guard.
100%. They tackled him.
Is that TT?
He just grabbed the shoulder pad and said, "I'm just gonna.
Yeah, that's
I'm not gonna let you hit Dak,"
yeah, that's definitely a hold.
which is the right move.
3rd and 16. You're not kicking a field goal from there, Zuerlein. Not tonight.
Might be kicking from there though.
Nice check down, Charlie. Are you? You're still looking at what, 47 yards? He missed one from 30.
I mean, I think you got to put your faith
You gotta
back in
call
your
it tight.
kicker.
I'm out here.
This is a timeout, and Greg Zuerlein's coming on the field for a field goal. There's no question.
Ooh,
No question. He's coming out for this kick.
I'm revved up. Football.
He is 100% coming out for this kick.
Zuerlein has natty ice in his veins.
You just pounded Natter days before you came out.
That's right.
He just shotgunned a Four Loko and said, "Let's roll."
Gross.
Hey, Alabama with a big matchup next week, guys. They're playing Mercer in week 2.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Do you know how much Mercer's getting paid to play Alabama though?
probably about 1.3.
So Mercer's football program is getting $650,000.
Oh my God!
He drained it. Absolutely drained it down the dead center. He
All right.
misses an extra point and 2 field goals from half the distance, and then just drains a 50-yarder dead center.
Natty ice in his veins.
But guess what?
Tom Brady's got a minute 24.
Tom Brady with a minute 24. I take that all day. He doesn't
But
need a
Mercer's-
touchdown.
Mercer's athletic program gets another $450,000 for traveling to Tuscaloosa
That's pretty
to play
close.
Alabama.
to get
Yeah.
their ass whooped.
Yeah.
That's pretty
So what did
close.
you say? 1.3?
I said 1.3.
Yeah, 1.1. Yeah. It's the same thing that the Raging Cajuns got to play Texas last week. $1.4 million
Just slaughtered.
slaughtered.
They were ranked too, weren't they?
Yeah, they were 20.
But that's one thing I wanted to talk about. What is up with the college football rankings right now? These are absolutely ridiculous, in my opinion.
You have to be almost 6 or 7 weeks in to actually get some legitimacy from it.
They're
it's
just
all-
stupid.
Yeah. Well, it's the
You're
same
gonna
thing.
tell
in
me-
basketball,
You're going to tell
too,
me
though.
that UCLA is going to go from not ranked to 16th in the country because they beat a dog shit LSU team? You want to tell me there's one person on the planet that thought LSU was going to blow out UCLA? No.
Well, if you look at the votes, Liberty should have almost cracked the top 25.
Liberty, 57 votes.
Yeah,
To be
because
fair,
they went undefeated in the regular season last year.
To be fair, the next one was TCU at 80. So they're a good way away, but
Right.
some other ones here. North Carolina, who was absolutely way too high ranked at 10.
Well, they have one of the better quarterbacks going into the draft,
Sure.
though, with Sam Howell.
Sure. That said, we've also heard a lot of good things about Mr. Rattler at Oklahoma. I was very
Spency?
underwhelmed. Very
Spency,
underwhelmed.
baby.
Yeah, they had to come back and beat, was it
Tulsa?
Tulane?
Or was it Tulsa or
It
Tulane?
was Tulane because
Tulane.
it was a home game for Tulane played in Norman.
The Green Wave.
Alabama number 1, no problem. UGA number 2, no problem. OSU at number 3, no problem. Oklahoma, sure. A&M at 5, we'll see.
SEC.
Yeah.
He almost picked that off, and that was to none other than Mike Evans.
Mike Evans with a great performance tonight.
Greg said we need to do this more often, and he also said Natty Ice in his veins. Huge LOL.
8%.
Notre Dame went to overtime with unranked Florida State and moved up 1. What?
Well, that's because they had Florida State had the dude from UCF.
The guy that broke his leg in half, Mackenzie Mack.
Yeah,
whatever.
they said would never walk again or never play football again.
What was his name? Like Mackenzie Mack or something? It was something like that.
Mackenzie Milton.
I knew it was an MM.
Yeah.
Oh, Giovanni Bernard, a.k.a. Mr. Reliable, getting a first down there for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Just imagine just being able to hang out with Tom Brady.
Oh, you dumbass.
Is that worse?
That's a timeout
False
or a
start?
10-second runoff. Take the 10 seconds, keep the timeout. That's exactly what the ref just mouthed. Timeout or a 10-second runoff. Yeah, take the 10 seconds. Your timeout is more valuable than 10 seconds. Iowa State went down 2 after winning. See, it doesn't make any sense. Notre Dame should have absolutely stomped Florida State. If they're a top 10 team, they play an unranked team. You should stomp.
That's good every time.
Yeah,
They added a second.
they
They
took
took
the
time
timeout.
Timeout.
Why would you do? I don't know. What's your guys' opinion? I would take the 10-second.
Yeah,
runoff
10 seconds. Well,
every
Tom
time.
Brady, you take 10 seconds.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how this plays out.
Brady just engaged into some weird like robot mode
Gronk.
that he only knows about.
Gronk. Antonio Brown. Gronk.
Zach, all you can do is sit there, man. You did everything. You did everything possible.
I just,
Play the hell of a game.
Bobby, I feel uncomfortable right now because you're a Steelers fan and you're just talking about Dak like you guys.
No, I'm just
are gonna
like,
adopt a
I'm
dog
just,
together.
I'm just watching him pace on the sidelines, and I mean, I guess I'd be doing the same thing, but it's like, dude, you've done everything you can this game to. I'm just a football fan.
No, I hear you.
Look at Gronk. Big boy.
Jesus. Yeah, you
Tide
gotta come
Pods.
down and spike this shit.
Tide
You gotta
Pods.
come down and spike this shit immediately.
Tide Pods. Oh, they're running a play. They're not stopping. Look at Bruce Arians. That's who I want to drink a beer with. Going deep. No one. He threw it to the
No
right.
one exists.
He's seeing ghosts like Sam Darnold out here.
He was wide open.
So Bruce Arians said, "Oh shit, I thought he was down there."
Have you ever listened to
Bruce-
Bruce Arians talk?
Well, right before the game, he stopped at Perkins and used his AARP card to get the early dinner special.
Are you being legitimate or are you joking with me right now?
He's what is he, 72?
Is he really?
He's old. He's an old man.
If I hope I look like that at 72. He looks amazing. He looks like he could like come in.
Uh-oh. Oh my
That was a
god,
push
Godwin.
off. That was a push off. Yeah, look at 26 there's like, dude, come on, seriously?
Sorry. 68. Arians
So either that or he fell back. Let's see. Bad angle there. Could have gone either way on a push or. Oh, he pushed off. He pushed off big time. He pushed
that
off
was-
big time. Oh man, that's amazing that they didn't call that. Dude, the entire city of Dallas is burning right now.
That's a
fucking-
Tom Brady call right there.
They're on the 19-yard line. Take 2 shots at the end zone, kick the field goal. Here's one. Yeah, whatever. Throw it at the cheerleaders. This game's over, boys. He did it again.
That was a push off and a
Oh,
half.
it's a
Wow.
yeah, right in front of the ref too. You know what? I give props to 26. He didn't say shit. He just got up and went and played. I mean, like corners these days will literally like celebrate like a receiver dropping like a circus catch. They'll get up and be like, "Yeah, shut him down." Four wide set with Gronk and pass coverage. End zone. Okay, yeah. All right, one more shot, and then we're gonna See this? They're not even doing plays. They're literally like drop back and throw it out of bounds to run more clock off. That's all they're doing.
They're bringing this down to good old Mr. Ryan Suckup.
That is amazing that they didn't call that. Is it?
That was blatant.
Is it amazing though?
It's not. I mean, it's a Tom Brady call.
That's crazy how much he pushed off.
Yeah, I mean that was 100% offensive.
Mike Evans touchdown.
Oh, dude, he didn't even try. He just threw that shit straight out of bounds.
Well, yeah, he knows he got
That's
to
what I'm
he's secured
saying.
the bag already.
Yeah, dude. That was the play. All right, then there's going to be 2 seconds left.
And Drew Brees is going to be the king of kings because he said it's going to be close. And it's going to be a 1-point differential.
Hey, how about my Tampa by 1 to 13 points?
Looks good.
Looks
Or
real
2
good.
points,
As
excuse
long
me.
as Mr. Ryan Suckup knocks his 36-yarder down.
Oh, you good over there, fella? Dude just hacked up a lung. Buckets.
Yahtzee.
Ball game. Unless we just get a miraculous Cal Stanford moment here on this line to gain Rally Dallas Sports dual screen.
Byron Leftwich telling Tom Brady, "Thank you for letting me keep my job. I appreciate that. Thanks for not making me make any calls."
You are the real MVP, sir.
I mean, another game-winning drive for Tom Brady. I mean, actually, game-winning drive on this officiating crew.
Yeah, that was a blatant push off.
Yeah.
But I can't be mad. Tom Brady dropped 38, so in the old standard league.
Dude, you know,
379, 4 touchdowns.
as
He
we're
would
winding-
actually, if he didn't throw those 2 picks, he'd actually have 42.
What did Mike McCarthy say there?
You scotch.
You son of a biscuit eating
He
bulldog.
said, Fudge. So just a fun fact before we wrap this up for the night. Rob Gronkowski has yet to spend a dime of his salary. To this day, Rob Gronkowski has lived off of his endorsements and only his endorsements.
Good for him.
It's a smart.
There's a big brain inside that big old John fella.
I think he, if I'm not mistaken, he lived with his parents the first couple of years that
Yep.
he played in the NFL. That's
Him and his
awesome.
brother both, because his brother was a fullback for the Cowboys.
That's right. That's right.
Chris.
So what do we call here? A couple. How many laterals? Over under 1.5 laterals.
I'll take the over.
Todd, you're going under.
Going under.
Okay.
Prescott's not even going out there.
You just chuck it up. He's not going out there? Seriously? Who's throwing this football?
Johnny Romo.
Zeke.
Get Case Keenum out there.
One more time, Case.
Come on, show him what you got, boy. Micah Parsons.
Micah Parsons is going to throw it.
Micah Parsons is going out there.
They're sending their defense out there.
What's happening? I'm confused.
What is happening?
Are they like, just go hit people?
What is happening right now?
I don't understand this. Is that Zeke?
That's Tony Pollard.
There's one.
I win.
Wow. Who's number one? Wilson? You're an idiot.
What just happened?
I don't know how I feel about that. Was that Derek? Who was that? Who's that offensive? Who's the coordinator? Was that Derek Bevel?
For the Cowboys?
Or no? Is that? I'm sorry. Is that Jim Bob Cooter? I'm serious. I think. Let me see who this. What's his name?
Mike Hunt.
I'm not kidding. No, it's not Jim Bob. I gotta see.
Billy Bob, Billy Bob, Billy Bob.
Crazy.
It's not
What a great
it's not
game,
Kellen
though.
Moore. It was a great game. Hey, great stream.
No, it's been a blast.
Yeah, that was great.
John
It's been a
Fast.
blast to sit here and just talk football with you guys, man.
No,
It's been
I
wonderful.
appreciate you guys. It's been nice to see the Rally Towel viewers, and I appreciate you guys jumping on the Line to Gain stream, and I
Yeah.
agree with Greg. We need to do it again. So it's way too late. I need to get off here, and we got jobs in the morning, but
Same.
I mean it's been a lot of fun. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, we'll definitely do it again. We'll let everybody know when we're gonna be co-streaming again. I don't know if we can make this an every Thursday occasion, but we'll definitely do our best to get out here in front of you guys more often together. So appreciate everybody tuning in. You guys have a great night. Thanks for coming out. And we will catch you guys on Tuesday. Corey will be live on Sunday. Right.
Not this Sunday. I will do some live streaming from my phone at the Bengals.
He will be live briefly on Sunday.
That's right.
And we'll be back in front of you guys on Tuesday. So you guys have a great weekend. Enjoy the first week of football. Best of luck to everybody in their fantasy teams. I'm off to a great start, so I'm pretty happy about that. Yeah, I hope everything goes well. You guys have a great night. Thanks to Line again. If you guys haven't went and checked him out and followed him, please do so. Wonderful guy to watch. So
You too sweet, Bob.
He is a good boy.
Love you guys. Have a good night.
love you guys.
Have a good